Don't get me started.
Don't get me started. Oh, shut your mouth. Yeah.
Oh, joyous, joyous day. We are back on DGMS.
We are.
And the fucking dogs are gone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Welcome back in, literally everyone. Thank you so much for all coming in. I have to say, it does look like we're about to have a whatchamacallit, a guest with us, basically. Are we normally a bit, I mean, I'm just not taking shots at you, but aren't we normally a bit more central? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, we were a bit more central when I did it. I think it's playing silly buggers and just deviating. Like, that is not
it
where
looks like someone's about to come in.
That is not where I left it, let me tell you.
Can I move it?
By all means, yes, indeed. Yeah. I can't wait for it to just casually make its way back over to the middle again after he's done it. It won't. Oh, no, see? I didn't make it up. Look at it. It's travelling.
It's not wrong, is it?
Do. It's going.
I mean, there should be a way which this shouldn't move.
He's speculating on how this law of physics breaking event is taking place.
It should just stay there.
Maybe we'll just pretend we've got a guest, or we can interview a cushion, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, it should fix itself on the top of the thing, but it just isn't. Isn't that weird?
It is bizarre.
Yeah.
I thought at first when it did it, it was because like the cable was too tight, but that's not the case now.
Anyway, welcome in back after an extended, amazing, and well-deserved summer break.
Absolutely.
It's episode 169 of Don't Get Me Started, the very best show on Twitch, and the best show in this room, basically.
Absolutely the best show in this room. You can say that with certainty, as a matter of fact. Yeah. We'll ignore the fact it's the only show to be broadcast from this room.
That's true.
At least regularly. So yeah.
Rotate the whole tripod.
I mean, if you're going to come at us with logical ether, then you can fuck off.
Yeah, I think it's
frankly.
possibly that the cable is kind of pulling at it, and that's what's causing it.
Okay. My turn then. There we go.
Okay. We don't normally have this sort of level of problems.
How's that? Is that good?
I don't think we're in shot. Sorry, Jez. I think you need less cushion. Streamception. Yeah, I love it.
That's good. Mostly because my ass was in shot, but that looks good.
It's weird. Everything's weird.
It's quite
go away from. Oh, I see what's happened. Something's gone wrong with this thing.
Yeah. I mean, the other obvious difficulty is that we say that this is the best show to be broadcast from this room, but last time it was not broadcast from this room, and therefore all of your equipment had to travel and then come back.
Yeah, so it's possible.
Which is a slight difficulty. Also, the camera's a little bit tipped, and it makes you look even shorter than you actually are, I think. Am I right? Have we got a tiering going on that way?
I don't know. What I'm confused about is why my pop shield, not pop shield, whatever this thing is broken. But anyway,
yeah,
it's all wonky. Look at that. It's all just like.
You need to do that one first, I think.
Oh, is this what am I missing?
So the whole thing needs to be kept taut by that bit somehow. So this one, there you go.
Oh yeah.
And then
he's worked it out. It's like a puzzle.
And then that one, and then this one can go there.
You really know what you're doing.
There you go.
Fuck me. That's amazing. That was like a Tetris-y kind of puzzle, which I had zero patience for, which is true, actually. I don't like any of that sort of shit. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. And, there's one bit there. That's it. That was the bit I was trying to do first. And thank you very much, Will, for gifting so many wonderful subs to so many wonderful people. Your break broke it.
Do you know what? I think it was our guest on the last show, Button, who broke everything because he didn't do anything of any fucking use on the show.
No.
So I think he just went around and sabotaged everything afterwards to try and make himself feel better for being such a shit guest. And shit he was.
You're just happy to be able to say all this stuff now that it's no longer
Absolutely.
Dog Month.
I mean, I could have said it then. It just
How
would
much
have
money
cost me money.
did it cost like £11 or something?
I did have it written down, yeah. It didn't cost me that much. I then rounded it up. I can't remember what the end number was. It was either 100, 105, or 110. It was somewhere around.
Well,
that
congratulations to everyone that contributed to that.
Yes. Well done, all of you guys.
Yeah.
The people that contributed.
But and thanks very much for the continual support to everyone that's dropping bits and pieces in here, especially Will, who's given everyone loads of subs. If you've just got a sub, it's probably from Will. So there you go.
From Will. Yeah.
All this money that's built up in his account that is just idling there in the times he wasn't.
I would hope that Will himself has got a sub. If not, someone else needs to sort that out for him.
Slightly annoyingly, we got an email just at the end of July which said that Twitch were going to do a thing where anyone that got a sub, or anyone that bought
Anybody
a sub,
that subscribed themselves, it would have been.
Yeah, got like 3 months free Apple TV. And we were going to do a stream where everyone just subbed just so they could get it, but then we didn't. So you didn't. And so everything's shit.
Yeah, we couldn't get the timing right in our break. We were just going to do a random day just to get it done, but we couldn't.
But everyone's in. Tamsin's here. Hannah's here. She was saying that she had kept missing it. And Will's obviously here. Armstone. I saw a Sassy here.
Had she kept
Scottish
missing
Souls.
it, or had she missed the fact that we weren't here?
I think she kept coming in at the last minute. Dr. Fruitbat's here. There's loads of people here. Thank you very much for all coming in.
All of you.
There is
whether
no...
you're here or whether you are... Well, if you're not here, fuck yourself. If you are here, thank you. And welcome.
We've got so many things on tonight. And if you're watching this somewhere like Facebook and you're like, what is going on? And we've got so many segments and so many fun things. And just before we went live, Jeremy was saying just how much he thought I was going to love all the various things he'd found.
I got very excited.
He got so excited that you're going to love them even more. So we've got so much stuff and it's going to be great. And, we've had a lovely summer break. And hopefully, did everyone start sharing all the things they've done? Or was there
I think there's some sharing that we'll have to find. But what I will say is you should share all of the things that have been great in your summer.
Yes.
And all the things that have been shit in your summer. Because then when I push this button, in about 3.5 seconds, it will be the segment we call This Is Happening.
In a world filled with haps and naps, 2 men have risen above to bring you This Is Happening.
It's like we never fucking left, Alex.
Very slick, very slick. That's the slickness that I expect on like the radio when you're going to queue up a new song to come in and you talk in the intervening bits with like, this is Losing My Religion by R.E.M., blah, blah, blah. That's always a fun thing to do. When I was on the radio, it tells you how long you've got before it kind of like slides you down.
Oh,
before,
that's useful.
Yeah, it's really useful.
I love that kind of thing. I don't have anything like that.
No, he doesn't. He just has to do it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He has to just do it cold. But back when I was doing that, it would just be like watching it come down. Yeah, and this is Nickelback, How You Remind Me. Never made it as a wise man. And I'm like, come on. Everyone's like, how'd you do it? I'm like, I've got a little help from the computer. Yeah. Anyway.
No, I do like that on the radio where they talk. Well, I dislike it. I like how slick it is that they talk over the intro where there's no lyrics and turn it up just for the lyrics. But also it's like, I'm listening to the song, man. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to listen to you.
So much has happened. And we went to Wales.
Yes, and that is the first Hap from H-Ports, your niece. Hap had some great visitors and great cocktails. Now, I would have expected that to be the other way around. Had some great cocktails and some people were there.
Some people were there. Yeah, we went to Wales because we were talking about it on stream. We thought it'd be fun to go back there. Obviously, you used to live there, you used to go to university there. Hannah is now working there. We went to your stag/hen do there. So we went there and had a great time.
Yeah. Cardiff certainly still lives up to all the hype that we have been giving it all these years. It's a fantastic city.
I feel like obviously it wasn't the stag do. It was just a little bit more controlled and sedate and cool as opposed to.
There were 100% less strippers than on my stag do. Yes.
Yeah, maybe we should have gone to a strip club.
Definitely should have gone to a strip club.
Maybe next time.
If you can strip club, you should strip club. I don't make the rules. I just follow them to the letter when they're rules like that.
Don't get me Cardiff. There's so many things to talk about. Burger Place tried to kill Aletha with their dishwasher water. Yeah, so like we went into this place called the Fat Hippo, and it's a burger place, and we went in, they sat us down, and this woman said, have you been here before? And we're like, no. And it's a burger place. And she said, anybody got any allergies? And Aletha said, yeah, nuts and tree nuts. And she just kind of went off on one. in a way that suggested she was lying and taking the piss, like it was a big old joke. Like she was like, "Oh my God," she said, you can't be here. This is ridiculous. We've got so many nuts. We've got nuts out here. We've got nuts out the back. We've got nuts down." And I just thought she's hitting it so hard because she's like fucking about. And at the end of all of this, she's going to go, "No, not really. We don't have nuts anyway. You're fine." But that bit never came, because when she was saying, "Oh my God, we've got nuts behind the bar. We've got nuts over there. We've got nuts in the dishwasher water." And I'm like, and I was reading the menu at the time, and I'm hearing her go, "Oh my God, we've got nuts in the dishwasher." And I'm like, what is this crazy woman going on about? So you've got to leave now. And we all just like, as one, just kind of got up and fucked off. It was really, "We've got nuts." It felt like it was an advert for a used car salesman. "Come on down. We've got nuts. We've got tree nuts. We've got almonds. We've got every type. We've got Bakewell tart. If you don't have a nut, I'll stick one up your ass." And
Big sales here today at Big Al's Nut Emporium.
We're going nuts here. A fat hippo. Anyway, so like it was wild. It was really crazy, and so much so that it stayed with me. You know, we went across the road to Honest Burger, and they said, "Do you have any allergies?" And Aletha said, "Nuts and peanuts." He said, "You can have anything, even the pesto." And we were like, "Really? Let's not testo the pesto." But yes. So here's a hot tip: if you do have a nut allergy, no to Fat Hippo, yes to Honest Burger. But
unless they're a bunch of liars, they could have been serving you nuts and just not telling you.
Yeah, so much for Honest Burger.
Someone like Honest Burger.
I know.
You can't trust that.
No.
Yeah.
But we got away. We were okay. It was good. So yeah.
My face starting at "what the fuck" and kind of laughing and then going to "oh my God, I'm gonna die." Yeah.
Well, we never had the pesto because we didn't.
Errs on the side of caution.
Yes.
Regardless. Yes.
Yeah. Despite this guy, do you know what? The waiter said we could do it. Was going to be no comfort when we couldn't. But as it was, it didn't.
It would have been a comfort right the way to the emergency room / morgue.
But we did. We had a lot of wonderful things, and none of the things I wanted had the pesto in it, so it was cool. We had a lot of good fun. We went to have all-you-can-eat sushi.
Yes, that was great. I certainly was in my element at the all-you-can-eat aspect of that.
Yeah.
I won, I think.
Yeah, you did really well.
It wasn't a competition, but I won.
He did win.
Yeah.
And we went to loads of bars. Myself, on the first night, myself and Aletha and Hannah went to a vermouth bar that just did vermouth and sherry. And I got chatting to the guy, and he just told me all about sherry. And then
you told me the next day, and I was super interested.
And he just kept telling me.
Yeah.
It was so good. And then the one during.
You need to share with these guys your main fact about sherry and what it is.
Well, I mean, I have to say,
it blew my mind.
I don't really remember it, except it's just wine. Yeah. It's just old wine. You take your bottle of wine and just put it in a barrel and leave it there for a age. And it becomes sherry.
When you've got a bottle of red wine and you've got a little bit left in the bottom and it goes a bit kind of vinegary. Yeah, just put it in a cask and just leave it. And it becomes sherry.
A little kind of organic kind of thing starts to get involved in it, and it becomes sherry. The best thing, I think, before we left, amongst many things that we did that were wonderful, was the club cocktail bar, where we thought we went into a place that was really slick and smooth and kind of classic cocktail bar, but was also 100% like
it really was. Like we walked up the stairs to this place because it was an upstairs kind of place. Came out of the stairway into the bar, and so I got up there first and was like at the bar. Alex came up behind me, and I just kind of looked at him with a look of like, so we're leaving.
So we're leaving, right? It was like Actually, if it was playing that Sandstorm or whatever, I'd loved it. But it wasn't playing that. So it's doing this, and all the lights are going, and it was like someone has switched the button. Behind the bar, there's a speakeasy cool, and there's a club, and someone's just gone ka-chonk, and it's going crazy. And this guy comes up and goes, "Table for 5, guys." And we were like,
okay.
Yeah. And he said, "Right this way," in this, and he's got all these like braces and like a bow tie, and he's got his menu, and he looks every inch like the classic cocktail waiter, but all the time fucking Ecuador's playing or whatever the fuck. And like we like sat down, and he shows us all these amazing cocktail menus
in an area that is quieter. You can still hear the unts in the bar next door, but there are no speakers in the other part.
It was so strange. All the cocktails looked beautiful. All this little art they'd done around the cocktails. It was all really beautifully crafted, and everyone kept coming up to us really sincerely, overly sincerely, going, I hope you've had a really lovely time. What can we do to make, what can we do to craft your... And we're like...
The staff were incredible.
What's going on?
So do you remember when customer service wasn't dead? It was like that.
It was like that, except that...
Except they went above and beyond any level of good customer service you've ever had in your life.
If he hadn't turned up, we'd have legged it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, literally, he had turned around to go,
and I was like,
I was kind of gesturing.
I think we should leave.
To the ladies, we're not staying. And then he said that to us.
Right this way.
And, like, oh, okay.
And even like we just got such attention. Like 3 different people came up to us and kept saying, "Have you been?" Yeah, we've been. Oh well, it's lovely to see you. Where have you all come from? We're like, what's going on?
And then Alex called in a bomb threat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because 2 guys left their bags around, and we were like, unattended bags. And then I spoke to the guy and said, oh, no, I think they've just left their bags around, which, again, was going to be no comfort if they did leave their bags around with detonators in them, but,
Yeah, me and Karis were like, yeah, it's Cardiff, people do that. There are bags everywhere.
I'm never going to... Yeah.
Yeah, the passion fruit dust on my glass was epic. The cocktails were incredible. My only complaint about my cocktail, I kind of love-hated this as well. My cocktail was in like a tumbler like Alex has got there, that kind of size, but it had a giant cube of ice in it.
Yeah.
And so while that was cool and it was super clear, like the clarity of this ice was perfect.
Oh, yeah, it's lovely.
But as a result, I probably had about that much drink. And that, you probably can't even discern how small I'm doing there on this camera. And there was not much drink in my drink. And I was like, right, well, that's gone. I'll just lick this giant ice cube then, I guess.
But don't forget, the bit that I remembered was when we went to the Libertine and I ordered the BANANAS. Right?
Yeah.
So, like...
You've got to set the scene of this bar first. The mise en scène of this bar.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, it was hard for us to find a seat in the place. It looked very nicely organised. Called the Libertine. It had all this kind of like romantic setting in terms of its kind of decor and lots of plants around the place. Yeah, lots
of very, very small kind of 2 people table. It did look like you go there with your partner and you have a cocktail with them and then you take them home and yeah.
And they have a lovely menu and the menu has all these beautiful pictures in it and they because it's the Libertine, I don't know if it's like tarot card themed or something like that, but there was lots of like really nice. The menus look really, really well crafted in terms of their art. And we went through the menus and they gave us some seats. And one of the items on the menu, yeah, we have heard this, right? One of the items in the menu said BANANAS with little hyphens in between them. And then the subtext on all the cocktails had a little subtext under them, kind of like just to say something. And they said something like, we ain't no hollaback girls or something like that as the little kind of phrase underneath it. So I'm like, okay, I'll have this because it's kind of dumb and it's banana-y and stuff like that. And so the woman came over and she said, what do you want? And I said, I'll have the BANANAS. And she went, what? And she looked at me. She I actually didn't have to repeat it at this point. She said, are you taking the piss out?
Are you setting up a joke here?
Yeah.
Are you going to ask me to holler that back again or something?
No, she said, I said, the BANANAS. And she said, what? Are you just taking the piss out of me because I'm foreign?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I thought she was very Welsh.
Yes.
Or not, like, yeah.
She sounded Welsh.
She sounded Welsh.
Yeah.
So she said, when I said BANANAS, she said, are you taking the mickey out of me? She said, lightheartedly, I should say, because I'm foreign. I said, no, I'm foreign because I'm in Wales and you're Welsh. And she said, no, I'm foreign. I'm from Poland. And we were like, fuck is going on? No, you're not.
You're not from Poland.
Yeah, she was very well. So I was there going like, no, you're not foreign. I'm the outsider, right? Trying to explain this. And it didn't help at all because both of us, it turned out, were foreign, if you know what I mean, because we're in Wales. And so I said, so can I have the BANANAS? And she was like, right. I said, and I'm like, this one, that we all get this, right? We all know that...
This is how this transaction works. I come in here, choose a drink, tell you what it is, and you bring it to me. And if it's got a pun related to it, then
it's
you
obviously
play along.
Relating to the Gwen Stefani song, and it's even got a little bit to confirm it. So she then went across And she went away and she ordered these drinks, which took then forever to come, to the point that half of our group were ready to get up and go.
Yes. Well, was it half or was it 3/5?
It was, I was rounding in some direction just for the purposes of it. But yeah, she and then somebody different came back and she went, all right, bananas. And like, who's got the bananas? And I'm like, has nobody been briefed on the menu at all? 2 people that work there.
This would never happen at whatever the name of that other place was, the Bar 43 or whatever the one.
Lab 51.
Lab 51, that's him, yeah. Never happen at Lab 51.
It would never happen at Lab 51. But yeah, so we went to LARP, went to Renewal recently, and on a Thursday night there's a DJ thing that we do. Our mate does a kind of a party, and played Hollaback Girl. And I'm like, oh my god, it's Hollaback Girl! But yeah, they sell a BANANAS. The staff do not know the reference.
And they do not know how to make drinks in a timely fashion. Yeah. So
aside from the joke, who the fuck would just call a cocktail bananas?
it's a shit name, isn't it?
This shit is bananas. Bananas, bananas, bananas. So yeah. I had to write it down just in case I forget how annoyed I was.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's been a month since our last episode. Lots has happened in that time.
So much stuff.
This could actually break the record for the longest this is happening if we cover it all, but maybe we should spread it out over several weeks. Who knows?
You should have spelled out red wine. REDWINE. Doesn't really work, does it? That W doesn't really help when you're spelling things out.
No. W. It's a shit name for a letter, really.
Foreigner Alex wants to know I want to know what bananas is. Wait.
Is that Foreigner?
Or is that REO Speedwagon? REOSPE. Anyway, so yes, that was Wales. Wales, we must return to Wales. One of the best bits about Wales was that Hannah's flat has like an upstairs pool hall, kitchen, mega TV.
Like a kind of common room, yeah.
That nobody else uses.
You wouldn't have given a fuck if it wasn't for the fact that Evolution was on the TV at the time.
But big bean bags and gin and tonic, and I was going to play you at pool, and then the pool master turned up.
I was just playing pool against myself, and then this fucking pro turned up and was like, do you want to play? And I'm like,
okay,
I guess. I didn't really want to, but I can't just say, no, actually, I'm playing against myself. Go fuck yourself. And so I played this guy, and he was very good. And
because he goes up there every day and practices.
And I hadn't played pool since I lived in Cardiff, which was easily 14 years ago. And so when he did not absolutely annihilate me, I took that as an absolute win, if we're honest. I represented myself well, despite being very shit at pool, I will say.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of the many things that we did.
Wales is a principality, not a country. So technically, they're not foreigners.
I mean, does it matter?
I mean, isn't everybody a foreigner then?
I want to know what love is. So, by the way,
how does that work?
Dr. Fruitbat, you said you went to 2 LARPs. And because I know you went to Renewal, what was the other one? What was the other LARP? Yes. Also, do you want to, I don't know if you just want to scroll up and find anything else that's been said.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we care slightly about what they've done this summer as well as ourselves.
Want you to show me.
What else have we got?
Want to know what love is.
Oh, yeah, the Borg cocktail. It would have been a good ice cube for the Borg cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
You made square ice cubes.
Yeah, I can make them, yeah. They won't
it
be
quite as big, but
no.
The clarity was good.
Yes.
Hap Bard stuff, says Aletha. Is that the...
Oh, yeah, we went to Renewal, which is the Curious Pastimes flagship event. And I had a few Renewal rules. And the rules were... Renew rules. The rules were no jobs. Because you tend to get sucked into finding the plot and going around and find out... You end up having a job, especially in Teutonia. I don't know what it's like in any of the other factions. And for those people who don't know what I'm talking about, we go to a live-action roleplay group, a company thing. What am I saying? Event is what I'm trying to say. And there's lots of different factions, but the faction we are in tends to get pretty serious, pretty intense about doing a job. And I didn't want any of that, so I resigned my job, just handed it back in.
I hope you don't get a jobby, Freddy.
And
my fingers crossed.
And then By the way, I only want to make a reference to The Prisoner, but literally no one will get it. So I'll just move right along. At any rate, I resigned.
Assume that he did and that you all got it.
You all understood. I resigned my job, and they don't know why. And instead, my plans were to drink, eat, get a lay-in, not have a job, not really get into a fight, and play an awful lot of music. So myself, Aletha, and Duncan, the singer, all formed a band.
All you needed to do was throw in some drugs, and this is basically the plot of Trainspotting.
Yeah. And we all just basically went around the place, playing in the tavern. We played at Battle of the Bards. We played everywhere. It was an amazing weekend full of not having to do anything other than drink red wine, eat barbecue, courtesy of Matt Moat, read my book in the out of character section, chilling out in my early lay-in kind of chilling out, don't go into game yet.
Yeah.
By the time Bards are a nighttime activity, so we chilled out until then.
Oi, mate, you're Bard.
Somebody might well say that.
I'm just a garden variety poet, actually. Go fuck yourself. Haps as well. 3 weeks on a canal boat. So relaxing.
Now, that does sound good. I've done 2 weeks on a canal boat. 3 seems pushing it, frankly.
I've done 0 weeks, 0 days, 0 hours, 0. I've never been on a canal boat.
In so many words. It's a lot of fun. It is good.
I mean,
they're quite expensive now.
The notion of it really appeals to me. The height of it does not.
No.
It does not strike me as a place where I will be comfortable as a tall person. Can I have like a tall canal boat? Is that a thing?
You could probably get something that's more suitable for you.
I like the idea of the canaling and the boating and all of that kind of stuff, but I don't like short things. It would be like hanging out in Canterbury all the time, and I'm not about that, to be honest.
Fair. It would be like that for you.
Canterbury is a very small place.
I think when you step down into it, it's at a level where you might be okay. Conceptually, I think the ones I was too young when we went there to really know whether it's good enough for you. I would imagine there'll be better ones for you.
I'm just going to cover some of these off so we can get to the new things where people have clarified the things that are happening. Hap says, Letha went to the Eras tour.
Yeah, we did. Both of us went to see Taylor Swift.
I'll put a pin in that and you can come back to it in a second.
Yeah.
Hap, Alex is wearing my shirt.
Yes, I am. Aletha made this shirt. It's wonderful. I'm going to stand up and... Yeah!
That is a cool design.
Yeah.
I dig it.
It's a great design. She designed it. If you want one, I'm sure she'll sell you one.
You may now talk about Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is incredible. I went there and because I wasn't going to go because I'm not really a fan, but boy am I now. But like I went with like a knowledge of about 6 or 7 songs, and there was a lot of songs in her 3.5 hours of relentless music that I didn't know. But boy, oh boy, is it an incredible experience, basically.
I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift's work ethic. That's what I'm a big fan of.
I mean, it's incredible.
Like, she really works hard to give her fans the greatest experience they will ever have in their lives.
Yeah.
And I really respect that. She doesn't phone anything in.
No.
And, I love that about her.
Yeah.
So, kudos. So when she pops up on the NFL 60 times this season, I won't care because she's cool in my book.
Yeah, she is cool. And actually, when I look at other people, like when I think of someone like Oasis, who are now like drumming their old kind of shit out, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll just stand there and do a bunch of stuff," and I'm like, "You're not the same. It is not the same."
No, Oasis have seen the dollar signs, and that's why they'll talk to each other.
Yeah, well,
again
I think one of them owes quite a lot of money to their other half, or something like that, in terms of like I don't know, divorce money or whatever it is. But yeah, I went without knowing anything. And I haven't actually in any form really been to a stadium gig where most of the bands I've ever seen are at the end, they'll play their thing, you stand in a big row and watch them. And I've never had something, aside from maybe you could count Eurovision, where you've got a big stage that comes out into the middle of you and there's like a performance aspect. Like there's drama, there's stuff going on, there's dancers. I've never had that. Mostly I'll see like R.E.M. or Beck or Blur and they'll be there, they'll play their songs, they'll leave, and that's it, right? And that's fine. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I had never seen this, and I got there, and I felt like quite an imposter because I don't know the songs. I don't know what I'm doing here. It feels kind of like...
Did you stand out amongst all of the 14-year-old girls or something?
Just a little bit.
Like,
I was not the only guy there.
But you were the only guy there that wasn't accompanying a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah. There were a mix of ages and fans and stuff like that.
Ranging from 12 to 14.
Actually, I have to say, all jokes aside,
Such a big range.
There wasn't really made up of those sort of people. It was mostly 20-somethings and like kind of 18 to 20-somethings. That
makes more sense.
Yeah, it really is. But even so, that's still not my age range.
It doesn't work for my joke though. So
no, of course
I
no.
stand by what I said.
Fair enough. But yeah, I was not prepared for what happened. It was just the most overwhelmingly intense joy fest that I've ever seen. And Aletha was like, do you want any earbuds? And I'm like, I don't need any earbuds. I've been going to concerts since... And then the noise happened, and then I couldn't hear another thing for like the next 3 days. So I don't need... And as soon as she came out, the place just went bonkers, and everyone went mad, and everyone was screaming, and everyone knows every word, every lyric, every move, every dance move, every choreographed step, every clap, everything. I was like, the fuck is going on?
Welcome to the cult.
Yeah, and I am here for the cult. I'm someone at work. A friend of mine called Jazz was saying, actually, she said, "Did you enjoy Taylor Swift?" I'm like, I don't remember telling you that I was going to go, but yes. And she said, I've been trying to tell my boyfriend he should get involved or he should go, but he thinks it's a cult. And I said, if it's a cult, I want to be in that. That's a cult.
I'm a card-carrying member.
Yeah, I will go. I'm in. So yeah, it was incredible. It was so loud, and there's a bit where those fans will fill the void of anything. So if music's playing, like they'll sing along, but as soon as it stops, they'll cheer until the next thing happens. So they'll just be like, ah, and there's a bit where she kind of takes her kind of click track earbuds out, and that is the time for them to really think, she can hear us properly.
She can hear me now. Of all the times.
It's insane. And the concrete that I was standing on was bouncing up and down. The concrete steps are moving. I'm just like, how is concrete flexible?
Like you hear that metaphor that the place is jumping.
Yeah.
This literally was. Yeah.
I have never seen anything like it. The hype is real. I just can't believe it. I think in many respects, now I need to go back again because now I'm sort of into it. It's a bit like when you see a film that you've heard lots about and you watch it for the first time and you're like, I don't really get what all the hype is about. And then you watch it a second time.
Treated it like it was a piece of immersive theatre.
Yeah, that is true. Alex, the cult leader. Yes! Cult of personality. Oh, dear. Anyway, so it was incredible. Really, really great. Really, really good. And, yeah. Oh, and I had some bracelets. Got loads of bracelets, loads of cool... And I managed to give them away as well to some people who were really pleased to receive them because that's a sharing of bracelets. Is a thing, a friendship bracelets and stuff. It's really nice. The whole thing is such a lovely thing. It's such a
which is why whenever people go, Taylor Swift, I'm like, yeah, you're just a soul.
No, come on, man. It's just I don't get it. I don't go. Anyone can be.
You can just say it's not my thing and move the fuck.
Yeah,
off.
that's it. Just
anybody who is trying to talk down any of that. It's like, you're just a cunt.
It's just like she doesn't sing her own song. She doesn't play her own instruments. I'm like, you literally don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. It's horrible jealousy. Just like you say, I don't like that sort of stuff. I prefer metal. I prefer this. Anyway. I didn't hand out any more Alex for Pope bracelets. No, I've got one, but no, I don't.
You should have totally done that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't go to the concert, just go there with a batch of bracelets and hand them out to people on the way in. Right? And you go get those shared around. Having
the bracelets marks you out as someone that's going to the concert. These girls walked past with their mum on the train and they saw it. And I said, "Oh, you're going?" I said, and she was like, "Yes." And she's like, "Do you want to trade bracelets?" And I'm like, "Yes, let's do it." And I said, "What?" And she only had 2. And I said. She said, "Okay." I said, "You can have whichever one you want." She was picking one. I said, "Which one do you want to trade?" She said, "I don't know. Which one do you want?" I said, "Whichever you want the least." And she went, "I love them both." And I said, "Keep them. Just have one of mine." I don't, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool. Yeah.
Like the Mormons do outside the Book of Mormon. Do they? Do they do that? Oh, mate. They weren't when we were going. But I would have totally had a conversation with an actual Mormon outside the Book of Mormon. That would have been hilarious. I'd have loved that. Yeah. Saw the police all trading too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a loving, and you know how much I'm a fan of like acceptance and joy and cool stuff like that. So how could I not fall in love with it? How could I not? It's just impossible. Yeah, so very pleased.
So on that note, you know, love and acceptance and joy.
Yes.
Do you recall? I'm sure you do. It's probably about a year ago, almost to the month, that you regaled me with all the information about your new coffee machine.
Oh, yeah. Still going strong.
Still going strong. Yeah. So I decided that, you know, I'd been a curmudgeon about this kind of thing for far too long.
What's going on?
And I made my own investment over the summer break.
Oh, really?
I did. Yes. So I've got a confession to make.
Oh, shit.
I have joined the Sage family.
Have you?
I've joined the family. I haven't bought a coffee machine.
What have you bought?
But I have bought a Sage bread maker.
Oh, bread maker.
I have spent, far too much money, as is the
How
Sage
much?
way. I've spent far too much money on a machine that will make my bread after Karis and I kind of went down a rabbit hole of ultra-processed foods being shit and wanting to cut them out of our lives completely. But also not wanting to give up bread, because bread is awesome, but it is the most ultimately processed food of them all.
He's just bought sage. I've done the sage family. I've just bought the herb
from Tesco. Yeah.
This is his confession.
I've got a framed photo of Sage from the Herbs, the 60s cartoon. Yeah.
So you bought a bread maker?
I bought a bread maker. So remind me, your Sage coffee maker is the Sage Bambino.
Yes.
The Sage Bambino. Right. I'm glad you said that, because I really wanted to make sure that my Sage products like fit in with the rest of the family. So I went out and bought a Sage bread maker. Do you know what it's called?
I do not.
It's the Sage Custom Loaf.
Custom loaf.
Loaf.
The guy that was working on
Custom Loaf
on the coffee maker machines, or like Oracle and Impress, Bambino, and you're like, and the guy working on it, it's like, what is it? It's like, well, when you make your own bespoke like custom loaf, and he's like, I like that. Like, they couldn't come up with another bread, like, you know.
Why didn't they call it like focaccia or something?
Yeah. Not the Sage Bredino. The Bredino.
That's what it's called now. Yeah. The Sage Custom Loaf.
I just love the Bredino. I want a Bredino. If it was called a Bredino, I'm surprised I wouldn't already have one. The Bredino.
Yeah. So I've made several loaves of bread throughout August, and they're all really good. Also used it to make pizza dough. I've made pizzas.
Nice.
It's incredible. It can make all other kinds of things that I haven't touched yet, like, you know, fruity loaves, and I can make croissants in it, and all other kinds of shit. And in a total bizarre bit of randomness, I can also use it to make jam. I'll just have to take out the bread paddle that needs the dough and put a more solid paddle in it that I then can make jam. So I can pretty much make everything to go on the bread as
Jambino.
Well. Yeah.
The Sage Jambino.
Yeah. Wait, what? Croissants? Yes, you can make the dough for the croissants, and then you
roll it up.
You put it in your actual oven rather than cooking within the machine. But yeah, it makes the dough for croissants, which is notoriously, pardon me, difficult. So yeah,
that will bring us back to dough. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. Wow.
Yeah, no, it doesn't bake them. No. It has several. Like, it doesn't do the pizza either. Obviously, you can't fit a whole pizza in there.
Baker's gonna bake.
You just have several dough modes that it'll make the dough, and that's the hardest bit, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
Anyone can pick something up and put it in a fucking oven.
Yes,
Making
we
the
know
actual
that.
thing.
Harmstone came around and cooked for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all he did, is pick something up and put it in the oven. There was no preparation or effort made whatsoever.
Shove it in there.
As evidenced by him doing it on camera.
There's a guy in Sainsbury's that looks just like Harmstone. I want to surreptitiously take a photo of him, but it's been proving quite hard to do because he looks at me as if to say, "You trying to take a photo of me, you weirdo?" It's
difficult to take a photo of anyone surreptitiously.
Yeah, he's quite tall as well, so he kind of like can see me coming. So
you have to get like glasses camera or something, and then
just like
walk past me. Speaking of which, Harmstone said, Hap, he had a visit from the biggest of Kents.
Harley.
Yeah, I assume it was Harley, but I didn't want to assume.
Yes, no, I saw some bits and pieces on Instagram that Harley had gone to see Harmstone. Harley and Harmstone. I don't know what...
Why the fuck did he do
I
that?
didn't even know they were that close.
Did you not know that we were available?
Yeah, I know. We would have hung out with Harley, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went without saying, really.
Yeah, I mean, I did say it just to make sure, though. But yeah, no, it looked like they had quite a lot of fun. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And just before we entered this bit, I put Taylor Swift in the sea. I didn't remember that, but I mean...
Did he?
Yeah, apparently. But I'm obviously a massive cunt. What can I say?
Well, when we go to the Get in the Sea segment later, maybe she can
take her out
again. Yeah.
Maybe we can confirm when she went in.
And why?
It doesn't seem like something that I really... I mean, even before I went to see the tour, I don't think I had...
I thought you would have met Taylor Swift with indifference at that point, rather than ire. So, yeah.
I wouldn't even thought that you would have put her in the sea.
I wouldn't have put Taylor Swift in the sea, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My abiding memory of Toad Day
I like the idea
was Jez
still.
being disappointed it was nice. I was disappointed. I wanted to hate it. Yeah.
He was up to watch United. Oh, so 2 disappointments. But yes. What I want to talk about? What else is there? What else is there to say? There's a guy in Cargill's in Canterbury who has the exact same voice as Harmstone. Between your guy and my guy, we can make our own Harmstone.
Smash them together.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that, though?
I know. Something wrong with us. But it sounds like everyone's been having a wonderful time.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm
summer.
sure we'll cover it off a bit more over the coming weeks because life will go on. And
yes.
We'll reminisce about that nice time we had in the summer when the weather was good, rather than the bullshit that's to come in the autumn months. So
we wanted to do something for your birthday.
Yes.
But that wasn't really to be, because in order to do that, I think that was the weekend, I think, that it was Taylor Swift. So Aletha had gone up on the Friday, and I'd gone up on the Saturday.
And the week before it, Aletha was quarantining herself so that she didn't get ill before.
And Karis was the non-Taylor Swift event kind of thing, like
the Taylor Swift themed non-Taylor Swift
event, where if you didn't get tickets and you weren't going and weren't really true fans, you could hang out with that group of people.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Where all the sad losers that couldn't get tickets went.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. So we could, but. Apparently you've got a birthday card somewhere, but it isn't around anywhere. So good luck with that. You might have got chucked out with all the other birthday cards. I don't know.
I only took down my birthday cards yesterday. In fact, I only took down half of them. Half of them are still on the mantelpiece.
I took them down yesterday as well.
Like really eking out my my birthday for as long as I possibly can. But,
yes, fair enough.
Got to take away all the personal touches throughout my house because. Breaking news to these guys, at least. Putting my house on the market and moving.
So you've got to take things down. So are there people coming around to look at your house?
People coming around to look, and they do things like 3D tours and things now. So it's like you don't want to leave a picture of you and your gran there for people to zoom in on in the 3D tour.
I see.
Stuff. So
you should put other people up instead.
Yes.
Just like pictures of other people.
Yeah, I like that. I'll do that. Absolutely. If you would like to feature in the 3D walkthrough of my house, send me a photo and I will totally put that up. Yeah.
Be loads of pictures of Tamsin holding ketchup.
No penis is allowed. Breasts optional.
Yeah. So it's all happening.
It is all happening, yeah. So most of August, to be fair, has been, decorating and trying to plug holes and things and tidy up stuff. We didn't have to do anything majorly structural or anything. We're not bodging it, but it's like lick of paint here, lick of paint there.
Fill your house with photos of Harmstone.
I want to sell it.
I want to sell it.
That's kind of the point. I'm not
Man,
putting
we
people
just
off.
really ragged on Harmstein like 8 times in about 10 minutes. It's terrible.
Jazz, are you doing a GoFundMe for your moving expenses? I am now. It's a great idea. Yeah, fund my move. Go fund me. Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. Yeah, moving expenses are probably going to kick my ass, but it'll be fun.
Hmm.
And I will be in a new place that I can trash and start again. It'll be great.
I'm trying to think of all the things that I wanted to say about all the stuff we've been doing, but it was really just like Taylor Swift, LARP, Wales, right? What else am I doing? I can't think of it.
We got time for that, don't worry.
Plenty of time.
Where are you moving to? Staying in Folkestone, just moving to somewhere that isn't the house I currently live in.
Yes.
Basically, for various reasons that are not very entertaining and not really worth going into. But, yeah. All good, fun, exciting stuff.
Well, I think we've covered off everyone's stuff in the chat, right?
Well, yeah, or enough.
Oh, how was your renewal? Yeah, did I enjoy all your parties? I don't know if you were here just when I was saying that my renewal needed to be no job.
Did you auto-renew? Like, did that just tick over? Or?
Yeah, I always shop around. I always go to an aggregator and get a new
LARP
deal.
Comparison site.
Yeah. I go and compare the pastimes.
LARPit.com.
Compare the laugh it. And then I return to Curious Pastimes. Yeah, being that I am playing a noble character who just wants to hang around at the very best parties, my character is like the third son, and so I have zero responsibility as a noble. So I needed an event where I could just go around and people would just hand me glasses of wine. And boy, did that faction deliver. It's the Algaius. This is Dom's faction. And yeah, it was a big party, and they had an opening ceremony with all these various bits and pieces going on in it, which I watched. And then we did the Battle of the Bards, which happened straight after that. And then there was a wedding. I went to the wedding of the season, and then afterwards, like, we got there, and this guy kind of asked us. He said, "Have you got your invites?" And like, basically, everyone is invited to go to this thing, but it's kind of like a thing where they've got invites, and we're like, well, we were told to come, and it's like,
do you know who I am?
Yeah. And
don't need an invite.
you're also the third son. I hadn't thought about that. I never even thought about that. Maybe I did think about that when I was writing it. A little bit. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, so the wedding was not a flash mob. No. We went there and we gave our names to the guy and went in to the wedding. And then afterwards it said, "The wedding is over. Come back to the Algaia camp, whereupon you may eat all the cheese and all the wine." And it's like,
Don't have to ask me twice.
I know, right? It said, "Do you like wine?" And we all went, "Yeah." And it said, "Do you like cheese?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Was it your stolen wine? Did you
No.
actually drink your
It
stolen
was somebody
wine?
else's. And we basically, we went back to the camp, and everyone on the camp was kind of on lockdown a little bit. And this guy at the camp, at the Algaia camp, just went, "Oh, where do you think you're going?" And we were like, "We've come to the reception." He's like, "Have you? I don't think so. Are you Algaian?" And we're like, "No." And he's like, "Well, sling your hook then." And just as we got there, then the guy who was on the guy who had,
I would burn that place to the fucking ground.
then we got in there.
In reality, not in LARP.
And just as we were about to try and explain that we'd just been at the wedding, the guy who had taken our names when we got to the wedding just went, No, I vouch for them. Bring them in." And we got in, basically, because this guy just happened to be there.
Fucking gay.
And we got in there, and it was just like so much cheese and so much wine. I was just a being of pure cheese. I couldn't eat anymore. And then...
Maybe this LARP stuff doesn't sound so bad.
Right, then there was this bit, right? And this only... there was a bit where it was a wedding, and suddenly, out of nowhere, it just rained. It just came down. Yeah, a couple of drops.
I remember that weekend, actually, yes. It was a weekend of glorious sunshine and then real fucking rain. And
It just, out of nowhere, it just
not just a little bit.
fucking came down. And what you need to know is a couple of things. And I don't end up doing this because I know that don't think anyone would have enjoyed this, but they'd made a beautiful wedding cake. It was a really nice, lovely wedding cake. And it was sitting on the table. And I don't know if you know the video for November Rain by Guns N' Roses, but there's a bit in there where I mean, that's it. You got it. There's a bit in that where they're all enjoying it. And then out of nowhere in November Rain, at the wedding ceremony, at the reception, it starts to rain. And everyone kind of like chucks themselves in and gets under cover and stuff. And one person in that video jumps through the wedding cake in order to get out of the rain, which is obviously ridiculous. But as soon as it rained, all I could think about was, I've got to jump through the wedding cake. I've got to jump through the wedding cake because it's raining. And I'm like, is enough people going to get this? Or am I just going to be that cunt that ruins a beautiful wedding cake? So, yeah. Did I kick the top off? No one bet me enough money. But yeah, I really, really wanted to. I could hear Slash's kind of like solo in my head, and I'm like, gotta jump through the wedding cake. It's raining. How many times are you going to be at a wedding when it starts to rain and you get it? But I did not. Well, yeah. We just ate more cheese.
Most weddings take place inside, so very rarely is that ever going to actually
happen. I would have laughed, but Amber would have called you a cunt. Yeah, having to explain later, it's like, I jumped through it because of a thing that isn't in character, but you guys will definitely know, but also, this isn't cool.
Have you not heard the tale of November Rain? Allow me to regale it to you.
Doing that oh my god, can you imagine?
In the cold November rain.
When I look into your eyes. Bloody love November Rain. I should say, at your wedding, if you have an extra, you've got to have listen, can everyone have their wedding outside?
Wedding cake. Rain wedding cake. You've got to have both.
I will fucking jump through it.
There you go.
Yeah, we did. I felt, so basically, Dom, yes, I went to the masquerade ball as well. I went to everything that the Algaia would offer me, and I went to everything that they were doing. I drank every bit of wine. I got given so many fucking cocktails. It was ridiculous.
Do you not just want to join that faction at this point?
A little bit, I have to say.
It sounds like they just eat, drink, and do all the things.
I'm clearly in the wrong faction. Yeah. I mean this not entirely joking either. At one point, I was talking to this character, and he was telling me all about their gods. And he was telling me about the goddess and the hunter and the forgeborn. And I'm like, I was just like, I haven't been this interested in gods in my own faction. And I was just, I don't know whether it was the way he told it. I was like, hanging on his every word. I'm like, what is this faction, man? So I have to say, Dom, for what it's worth, I had a fucking wonderful time. So there you go. Did I find your drug bar? Oh no, a secret a secret hidden drug bar. No, I didn't see that. But one night, and I know I'm only really kind of speaking to one person here, and I'm very aware of that. But like one night, the night of the wedding, everything had fallen apart. I can't remember what it was. We'd gone into the Algaia just speculatively to get more wine. Basically, we went back there just to go, hello, is there any more drink? Like that, sort of really, really cheekily. And then they said to us, if there's wine on the table, it's there to be drunk. And we were like, okay, then not just wine, any drink. And then I was chatting to this guy, and we wanted to know where somebody was. And we didn't mean to be taken to him. So I will take you to him right now. And we're like, I didn't really need to be taken to him, but okay. And they took us down this little pathway, and we found ourselves in this sea shanty singing fest thing where everyone was just doing all this music. So I just found myself for an hour in an unknown part of the site, as it were, just listening to sea shanties. It was incredible. So, yes, yeah, I was so impressed with the Algaia. Basically. And I know a lot of people you don't know what I'm talking about, but it was a wonderful live action roleplay experience. And
TLDR, he drank a lot.
Oh boy, did I!
On other people's dime.
On other people's dime, and it was really good.
And ate some.
They were very hospitable. Mm.
There we go. Well, this is happening. Tick.
Yes.
I think you have been sat there relaxed, not offering any advice for far fucking too long, Alex, if we're honest.
That's true.
It's been months since you offered any advice to anyone. Probably not. But now, sir, you're going to dole out some advice.
Getting ready.
And he's sitting comfortably for the segment that we like to call Agony with Alex.
Listen, you'll take my advice and you'll fucking like it.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days.
That's not how time works.
No.
Could you say it properly?
It's been 7 hours and 15 days.
Thank you very much.
This is agony.
So, this is not the norm for these, agonies. We normally lean on you for like relationship advice.
That's normally true, yes.
Things like that. But I really do think that this will give you the opportunity to really help out.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Dear Alex.
Hello.
My new boss regularly says, toot toot, shifts his body to one side, and then farts.
No. Well, good night.
I can't believe I'm writing this, but several times
I
a day,
can't believe I'm listening to
my
this.
new boss says, toot toot, shifts his body to one side, and then farts. Toot toot.
This is please. This is regularly. Does it say regularly?
Regularly.
Regularly.
That's the fourth word.
I missed it.
My new boss, regularly. Right there.
Yeah, no, it's just because Tom said. I was like, oh, but like, so just not just like, what is that? Once a day? 0 notes.
It's just as a matter of course.
Do you know what I mean? But like,
yeah,
I would be mortified.
Shall I continue?
Please.
At first, I thought it was some sort of joke, but he doesn't seem to laugh or be seeking any kind of reaction from the team.
It's
like he's doing it subconsciously.
It's the boss of 5-year-old. Maybe.
I've been putting up with it because he's still better than my last boss.
What a low bar! A boss that farts is better than a boss that's maybe kind of really tells you to come back from your holiday.
I would take this over some of the bosses.
Oh,
I've
me
had
too.
in my life,
this is
absolutely.
better than several bosses I've had.
Yeah. But wait, there's more. Today, he randomly said, toot, toot, toot! The first time he's ever used a third toot.
3 toots!
And then let out the most disgusting, loud fart I've ever heard in my life.
This isn't real. This isn't real. Captain Brilliant. Is he a boss? I don't think he was a boss for anyone. He hasn't got any management.
Probably
No.
got somebody underneath
He's
him.
the kind of guy. I hope not.
God help them. Because of the smell,
No,
obviously.
yes.
Yeah. It's impacting my morale and performance.
I don't know how. Sounds amazing. It doesn't. It sounds disgusting.
I tried to tell my colleague about the most recent issue,
Do they not know?
but she looked shocked and refused to believe that he'd done a third toot. He only ever does 2. Don't be ridiculous.
This is madness.
I'm not sure what to do. Do you have any advice?
It's the lie. The third time's a charm. I am.
Toot, toot, toot!
I think in a situation like this, you have to go even. You have to find something that's even worse than that.
If you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, if you can't beat him, join him. You have to do worse. Something that is disgusting for him, basically. Something that he would find obscene. He did it purely to get the rest of the team to gaslight the op. Yeah, so it's just like, I'm just going to do the third one. They'll never believe you. They'll never believe you. I don't even know where to begin with this.
That's a shame. Because I'm not moving on from this segment until you do.
Yes. By the way, hello, Brogan. I didn't say hello, Brogan, when everyone else is saying.
Yeah, so a few people have turned up in this intervening time. Hello to you all. Welcome.
Make jam in his bread maker. God. If only that wasn't one of its functions. God damn it. That's the thing.
Make jam in his bread maker, not designed for making jam.
I think maybe
Outshow.
you should have a big sign on the wall that says something like how many days since last
triple toot.
since last fart, as it were. And as soon as he goes toot toot and farts, you just like take it back to 0 again. He clearly hasn't got a problem with it being disgusting or mortifying. He doesn't care. You've got a boss who just doesn't give a shit.
It's just a fart. Who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, at work, it would be super weird. Who'd fart at work?
Well, everybody farts at work. It's just you keep it quiet, don't you?
Well, you do it.
Everybody farts.
Everybody, I can't know.
Everybody farts.
A toot tally.
Sometimes.
He's the boss, and he thinks it's fine. You can't be alone in this. Everyone must think this is outrageous. This is an office. There's no way. In year 9 French, one of the girls would fart and then laugh and be a bit of a clown about it. So the teacher started giving her detentions for farting, even if she didn't make a thing out of it. Spray him with air freshener spray every time he does it.
I mean, that's a good way to get fired, I would think.
I mean, the boring answer is you go to HR. Of course you do, but that's not fun, you know. Every time he says toot toot, run to the bathroom. I mean, you have to. I think every time he says toot toot, you put on a gas mask. Every time you go whoa 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 whoa, and you put the gas mask on and say proceed, but you say it in a muffled way.
Or you get one of those like train whistle things. You know, like those wooden. It's like about that big, and it's wooden, and you blow into it, and it makes it's just literally like a stick, and you blow into it, and it makes the same sound as like a train.
Oh, okay.
Like the Ticket to Ride train on the game. Go toot toot. And you just join in the toot toots in another way and draw attention to it.
Every time, I mean, I don't know there's much more to draw attention to it of somebody who's already farting out loud in front of everybody and announcing it by saying toot toot.
Maybe he doesn't know he's doing it. Maybe he thinks it's in his head. It's like, oh,
maybe.
Did I say that out loud?
It just seems, it seems so outrageous. Like, if I was sitting in an office and a fart came out, I think I'd just go and you'd probably just watch me just shoot myself there and then. Well, it's been a good ride. Thanks very much, everybody. And like, yeah, it would be horrific. I can't imagine farting in front of my colleagues. Oh, I'd be so awful. Like, farting in front of my friends.
Follow up with beep beep and burp in his face.
Yeah.
Beep beep. Is that what you do, Karis? Practicing the burp for when you were singing the drinkity drink theme?
Maybe like put something in the microwave, like fish, and then go ting ting when it's finished, basically, and then just proceed to eat it. And it'll be like, that stinks, and you keep saying ting ting, and it's like, checkmate. I think it's...
Or taking a raw fish, say blub blub, and then hit him across the face with it. Blub blub.
Shooting yourself is a bit extreme. Just quit. There are other jobs. Or him. Just shoot him. Shoot everybody else.
Yeah, shoot everyone else.
Yeah,
all the witnesses.
Everyone else that'll be winning. Well, you all saw me do it. Blam. Why have I got a gun?
No one will survive.
Just don't react. It could have been any of those office workers. As long as you don't react, like I just like play it down like it just never happened. Just be like, don't know what you're talking about. Must be in your head. But the fact that someone is just so brazen and into their own, it can't be real for a start. I mean, it doesn't exist. It didn't happen. No one does this.
I disagree. It's right there on paper.
It isn't true.
I printed it out and everything.
It's
if
a lie.
I printed it out, it's got to be true.
No one in their right mind would ever do this.
Do.
No one does this, and they won't be at the job very long because someone's going to. Everyone would complain.
Do. Yeah,
something Pavlovian, as was suggested. Maybe every time he does it, you play you play like the Crazy Frog or something, like an irritating song. Do you know what I mean? Every time it does it, you just hit a button and it plays the most irritating song that you can possibly think of on a bit, and that's it basically. So every time he does something irritating, you find out whatever he hates, and then you do it. I mean, aside from obviously the boring answer, which is you tell him to stop fucking doing it, but we presume that that's all fallen through. We find out what is your worst song? What is the song you hate the most? Because I used to hate Uptown Top Ranking by Althea and Donna, and like every time it played, it would take the shit out of me. So like, I think if people knew that, they would start singing Uptown Top Ranking. But like, you need to find out what it is that he hates the most.
I would love to start singing it right now to wind you up, but I don't know it.
No. Kicking in your heels and ting. I actually don't care that much about it now, so it probably won't have the effect you want. But I do dislike that song greatly. And I asked my friend what he hated, and he hated Come On Eileen. He thinks Come On Eileen is shit.
I love Come On Eileen.
A lot of people do. He does not. And so if this was him, every time he did Toot Toot Fart, I'd just play Come On Eileen, and that would just be enough, basically, I think. Anyway.
For me, it's anything by The Prodigy. Fucking hate The Prodigy. So overrated.
Do you think?
Hate them so much.
I like The Prodigy. I mean, I don't like everything
Everyone
they've ever
likes
done.
The Prodigy except me. It's just me.
You're just on.
And I'm very aware of that.
Do you know what? I do kind of like being
Prodigy.
in a minority in the situation. I can't think of who it is that I dislike.
I'd rather not be in the minority in this case. I'd rather The Prodigy just fucked off. But
They take your brain to another dimension.
I hate the Prodigy.
They take your brain to another dimension.
You mentioned that, yeah.
They take your brain to another dimension.
Firefarter.
Pay close attention. Firefarter.
That's a golf
That was
clap.
good. That was a good segue between both things. I like that. A good. You've never been taken to another dimension.
You are divorced.
I
don't think Karis quite realised my hate for it. It's like her and Bon Jovi. So now whenever I Bon Jovi her, she's going to Prodigy me.
That's it. I can only imagine that your house is just going to be just like each of you
dueling Jovi Prodigies.
You're playing Bon Jovi and she's playing the Prodigy, and it just. I once met. Is it Keith Flint? I think it is of the Prodigy. He's dead now.
You can't be taken seriously in any kind of musical genre when your name is fucking Keith Flint. Fuck off.
I met him one time and
Keith
said hello to him.
Flint. That's not a musician's name. I think I've seen them, says Karis. Well, Bon Jovi, I bet you really enjoyed it. Bon Jovi are cracking.
So to this toot riot. I don't know. I can't think. I think you need to find what he hates. You need to fight fire with fire. Find the thing that he hates and play it on a loop every time he does it. As soon as he does it, you hit the sound bite that will irritate. You know that song? I've got a song that will get on your nerves, but like you just need that. You just need a sound bite of something.
You need an annoying hook.
Yeah,
of some kind.
That's gonna. And every time he goes toot fart, you just go. I'll take a brain to another dimension. Every fucking time. Or something. Yes, yeah. The Prodigy are fucking incredible. They took influence to so many places, but also laid the groundwork for so much incredible hard dance. No bad tracks on any album.
We get it, Dom. You're contrary. I understand.
He loves. Let's face it.
I don't believe a word he's saying. He's just like, I'm gonna go ham on this and really lay in how much I like them. Like, okay, fine, sure. You do you, man. Baby fart. Baby fart, do 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 do.
Yeah,
Daddy
something like
fart,
that.
boot, do 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 do. That's for the three tutors.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Something like that.
Well, I've got to say, Alex, I think you were pretty hopeless there. But
I was. I don't know what I think because I would just tell him directly to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Hi, I can't help noticing that you're farting all the fucking time. Are you a fucking child? Is there something wrong with you? Are you incontinent? What's wrong with you? Deal with this, you fucking idiot. But I wouldn't say any of that to him. I would just say it directly to HR and watch him disappear into the ether until we get a new person in.
Toot.
Fuck these guys. Also, I don't take it too seriously because this person is lying. No one in the world is doing this.
This is 100% true.
Fake.
This is a letter that was sent in directly to us. Not at all found on the internet. Directly to us.
Well,
where do you want to go now? Would you like to put things in the sea, or would you like to get viral?
I have one thing to put in the sea.
And one thing to rescue from the sea. Or was that a lie?
If we go down together. What's that? No, I don't have to rescue anything because it wasn't really in there.
It was a lie.
Yeah,
okay,
but
fair enough.
Was it from Darren? Maybe. Darren is the guy that... Darren or Captain Brilliant?
I think Darren picks up the most strays from us in terms of disgusting things. More so than Harmstone. Yeah,
I think we should go get in the sea and we can see if we can put some stuff in the sea because I have one thing to put in the sea.
Yeah, let's make it a quick seeing.
Okay.
You know, a brief visit to the sea.
Then we'll do viral. Then we'll do IATA.
Before autumn kicks in, we can't go there anymore because we'll get wet. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Let's do it. Let's get in the sea.
Won't you come with me? Gonna eat it in the sea. Won't you come with me? Gonna throw it in with glee. If you really, really hate it and you love to desecrate it, won't you come along with me and put it in the sea?
I mean, toot. This person is mentally ill. Oh my God. Welcome to Get in the Sea, where we put things in the sea that we think are shit. As long as it's not me again. No, Joe.
She keeps saying this. I think it's a bit of a case of the lady doth protest too much.
You loved it in the sea,
Joe. I think
Joe.
She wants to be in the sea.
Do you know, the sea made you, Joe.
Just tell us you want to be in the sea if you want to be, Joe, because all of these hints, we're not taking
I told her in no uncertain terms I would never put her in the sea again.
Well, that was a lie. We'll do it right now.
Let's do it. She's going in the sea.
I mean, it would be really cliched and mean of me to immediately put dogs back in the sea now, right?
I mean, what? I mean, did
Totally on brand, though. You've got to admit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'll behave myself.
I've seen so many dogs recently. So many dogs. And every time I see a dog, I'm just like, that dog looks amazing. And Aletha's face is just like, the fuck? Honestly. But dogs isn't what I want to put in the sea.
This time.
No, this time.
Because I didn't put them in the sea last time.
No, that was me. In a kind of a moment
fit of anti-dog rage.
I just was in the mood to...
Just hated them so much.
Yeah.
Still does.
Yes.
They were only rescued by you guys. He still hates dogs. It's all him. I take on a bit of that role so that he doesn't feel so bad about hating dogs. So just give him a bit of it.
Has anyone got anything they want to put in the sea? I'll go first. And this is actually... I think it was more that Alex was on a sea run, including Jaeger. I did put a Jaeger into the sea. Did we? I think we took him out.
We had to fish him back out, because it wasn't... As a person...
It needed both of us.
It needed both of us, and I didn't ratify it. Yeah. Christmas
chocolates in September.
Yeah, Harmstead put up a photo in our Discord, !Discord, if you're not in our Discord.
Is that bad?
Yeah, in the supermarkets, they've got the Christmas shit out already, and I'm like, it is barely September.
Yeah, are you saying...
We haven't even sniffed Halloween yet.
Too early
Christmas
season
out before they found out the Halloween.
No. I'm on board with that now. Yeah, we know. 113 days to go.
I've got to say, Brogan, and please don't misunderstand me when I say this. Fuck you. Fuck you in your 113 days.
Brogan, I was looking at the draft you guys did, and you picked the Jets defense in the 4th round.
He was saying,
do you just want to burn your team to the ground?
How much you'd shit the bed in our fantasy NFL draft.
I love you, man, but what the fuck's going on? I mean, there's being a homer, and there's like, I don't know. Anyway, yes, Aletha, I'm getting to it. We both want to put this in so much. And Rodgers didn't even get Brees. Is there anyone good on that team? Okay, when they get 10 wins, then I'll eat my words, I suppose. I don't give a fuck. Right. We have been watching.
Oh, 1 second before you do. We're putting the Christmas shit out.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. In the sea. Off you go.
A sploosh. We've been watching Parks and Recreation, which is a TV series that I watched like about a season and a bit of, and then sort of stopped watching, not because it was bad, but because just things got in the way.
I watched an episode of it, deemed it bad, and stopped watching.
So like I've decided to watch. Well, we decided let's watch all of it, make sure it's done. Is that what you wanted to put into? Yeah. So we decided to watch it. Now, the thing that it is on is ITVX, basically, which is terrible, but for other reasons, mainly because its content is really bad. And we noticed straight away that its content was really bad because you get quite a lot of ads on ITVX between the shows, and at the halfway point, there's an ad roll partway through a 20-minute episode of Parks and Rec. So 10 minutes in, roughly, you get an ad at the beginning. You get like 5 minutes of ads. Then you get 5 minutes of ads in the middle and 5 minutes ads at the end. And it's just too much ads. And they're all advertising the terrible shows on ITVX. One is...
Most like Love Island and bullshit like that.
It's dramas that are bad. One drama is about a guy... It's called Douglas is Cancelled, about a newsreader who makes a sexist comment and gets cancelled. There's one about a woman who buys a property where people have to throw themselves off to their death, and so she has to stop them from doing it. And the best one is one called Slip, which is about a woman who time travels when she orgasms. So there's a lot of terrible fucking stuff.
Where were these adverts when I was watching Jeopardy on ITVX?
So we started watching Parks and Rec, And the first time we watched it, like, okay, that's a lot of ads.
Why is it called Slip?
I don't know.
Because of like Slip streaming, I guess.
Yeah, maybe because it's like I think it's more like reality jumping than it is time traveling.
I'm
But
trying
anyway,
to work out if there's some other innuendo-based pun going on there, and I expect there is, and I've got to commend them for that. Anyway, carry on.
any platform with an X in it. Yeah, it's
Time slip, an orgasm so good it feels like you're in another dimension.
pay close attention.
Not nip slip. Oh, I'm out.
Take a break into another dimension. Sorry. Anyway, so we watched. Not being a fan of paying for a subscription for something. A lot of these things, as you were probably aware, and
You
you
can
probably
just say freeloader. It's fine.
yeah.
Being
Like,
a freeloader.
Some of these things, it's reasonable to say like all four or whatever like that was similar. If you want to watch like all of West Wing, it was on 4OD or all four, whatever they called it. All these channels have something that you can kind of watch for free, and the cost of that is a small amount of video on demand adverts, right? Or whatever. But this one was taking it to another dimension and had so much in the way of ads that it was just taking the piss.
I mean, I think it sounds like the same level as Channel 4's one. It's wherever there would have been an advert break naturally if you were watching it like on linear television, there would be an advert break.
So this sort of thing, like at the moment, they've done on Amazon, for a start on Amazon, which you already pay for, they've now got ads on Amazon. So now you pay for it, and you get, in order to get rid of the ads, you have to pay more. Which, that's fucking shit.
I've signed up for the ad-supported Netflix tier because it's vastly cheaper.
If I've already paid for the non-adverted version, then to go like, oh, by the way, we're going to put adverts in and play more, then that's fucking shit. What's worse is this one, which is where they said, okay, for $2.99 a month or whatever it was, we'll take the ads off ITVX. So Aletha paid the $2.99 a month or whatever it was.
She did it.
She actually did it, and they didn't remove the ads.
Yikes. The other thing about ITVX that you may not have noticed,
Right.
unless you sign up to the premium ITVX, you cannot get programs in high definition.
Right.
They only give them to you in shitty quality as well.
That kind of makes sense.
They're the only streaming service to do that. Like Netflix you can only have like 720p HD on their lower package, but yeah.
So yes, to carry on, yes, I say it's like Aletha decided, bite the bullet, I'll pay to get rid of the ads, and then they just didn't get rid of the ads and left them in there. And they put a big announcement on it saying, due to licensing reasons, we can't take the ads off.
I bet they did that face too, yeah.
And I was like, what? It gets to something to have ads on there that's obviously fucking a waste of your time. When they say, pay this money and we'll take it away, and you pay it and they go, actually, we were fucking with you. It's just, honestly, it just said, due to licensing reasons, we can't actually take the ads off. We told you we would, but we didn't. Fuck me, man.
Yeah, that's got to be on specific programs.
Yeah, so basically, only certain ones, i.e. not what we're watching, so we just...
ITV produced programming, probably.
Yeah, probably. And because this is Parks and Rec, and they've bought it, they're not going to do it. At which point, just say you're not and make that decision, but what they hope is that you'll go...
Is it really only on ITVX? Is that the only place that it is?
Well, I mean, I didn't look. We found it there. I don't know how...
Like, I've got to find out.
I don't know how much of an exhaustive search Aletha did. You'd have to ask her. But ITVX can go in the sea, and ads can go in the sea, I think. But I think really ITVX...
Shit, yeah, it's only available on ITV free of charge. You have to pay on Amazon, like, per episode. Shit, son. Wait, it's on Apple TV.
We don't have... Oh, we do have that now.
Oh, ITVX on Apple TV.
Yeah, that's it. I remember that's where I saw it. So...
Bastards. Yeah.
Yeah, 4OD is awful too. Not least the fact it's really bad to kind of scrub through and find things and kind of just find stuff on.
One of these subscription services is already in the sea. I think BBC iPlayer is already in the sea.
Yeah.
And one of them is... I think
it's
somebody
just so
tried
bad.
to put 4OD in the sea before, but I wouldn't let them because West Wing is on it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's how I ended up watching the West Wing, because it was easier than getting up and changing discs, even though Alex lent me the entire discography.
Yeah, I've got it down there. I was saying there's a bit in Parks and Rec I'm watching at the moment where there's a whole lot of politics involved in it, and I'm like, I just want to watch. I said to Elise, I just want to watch West Wing. I just want to watch West Wing. Just want to get through. I just want to start West Wing and watch every episode of West Wing until I get to the end. And when I'm at the end, put on the first episode going through, I could spend my entire life watching West Wing. And the fact that I don't actually do that means I've kind of forgotten what happens in West Wing, which means I need to watch West Wing.
Yeah. I could watch the West Wing again.
Bloody love the West Wing.
It is a good series.
So good.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad in a way because you see how it could be if people weren't cunts, and you just go, oh god, their government isn't really like this at all, is it? Also, Rob Lowe's in that as well. He's in Parks and Rec, so, you know, a lot to like.
Remember when they tried to do BritBox? They're still trying to do it. It's still a thing. It still exists. They're very popular in the US because they love watching Downton Abbey and shit.
So I don't know what I kind of want to put. It's like I do mind paying for things, but I don't mind. I don't want to be paying for something.
You are more,
pissed off about
put
paying
out
for something
by
you're
paying
not
for something and then
not getting it. Yeah, can you imagine that in any other situation where you're like, oh, can I have a coffee, please? And they go, that's $3.99, and then just chuck it in the sink, and you're like, I don't feel I've had the coffee. Exactly.
Yeah, sorry, the coffee is not available in this region.
Rob Lowe did an interview last week where he said they couldn't do West Wing now because it's too far-fetched.
Yeah.
I can't comment. I pay for NFL as a Brit. I pay for NFL as a Brit as well, but that's just like to get the thing that we want to watch. I don't want to get Sky Sports just to get two. I want to watch everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anyway, so
I just think in general, ITVX goes in the same.
ITVX, stick it in the fucking.
Anyway,
honestly, part of me thought at that point while I was watching it, I should just buy the box set, like rather than fuck around with this stuff.
Just buy it on Blu-ray, yeah.
Just buy the Blu-ray of Parks and Rec, watch it to my heart's content, and then at some point I'll just sell it to someone or give it to someone or say, here, you watch it now.
You can probably buy it for like 3 pence at CEX or some shit anyway. Yeah.
Like whenever I want to watch something, I should just get it for real.
Yeah. Physical media is the best way. Actually owning the things you want to watch,
and then just being
the best
like,
way. Because all of these streaming services fuck around and dick about. Like if I want to watch Farscape,
yes,
I can watch the first 2 series on Amazon for part of my Prime subscription, but then to watch the rest of it, I have to subscribe to some other thing.
Freevee or Stars Play.
I think it's actually Shout Factory TV, which should be fine because there's a bunch of Godzilla movies on there as well. But yeah, they're not even in one consistent place now. Like some of a series is on one service and the rest of it's on another, which is just tortuous bullshit. So
Ashley Madison did charging for things and then not doing it. What did they not do? Ashley Madison was a company that got you to allowed you to cheat with other people. Do you know about this Ashley Madison thing?
I thought it was like a brothel call girly type thing.
It's basically if you want to cheat on your wife, you sign up to Ashley Madison, and then
that does sound like something you don't need to pay for, and you can just do for free.
No, but if you have tried to do it for free and failed to do it, it's like the Tinder.
Oh, I see. Cheating for ugly people.
Probably,
right.
Or for people who need to kind of manage that sort of situation. So effectively, they yeah, I didn't watch this, but Aletha did, and it sounds fucking amazing. But yeah, it's a service which facilitates easier your cheating experience and keeps it all kind of on the down low. And then they got massively hacked, and basically they said, unless you take down the site, we're gonna expose everyone,
expose your customer base.
And they went, we won't, go fuck yourself. And so they exposed all the customers, and all these people that are serious people, like ministers and I don't know, people with serious jobs, it all just fucking went out. And
is there a documentary about that?
Yeah. Yes. I think then that's what Aletha watched.
And it's, by the way,
and this guy basically, who was this, I think this pastor or something like that, it all got out, and like he was really well known, well regarded, and then suddenly everyone found out about it. And he didn't just say like, oh well, in a moment of weakness, I signed up to it once, and I never ever used it, and that's why they got my name on it. Because you wouldn't be able to prove how much actually got used. It's just a name on a site,
Yeah.
Or anything. But he basically just went, yeah, okay, I did it, and everything like that. Everything fell apart. But oh my fucking god. But yes, if Amazon wants us to pay to rent a film, I now insist on just buying the DVD. It's normally about the same price, and it won't go away. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to like get the DVD and then rip it to my server and then put the DVD in my loft so that I can still stream it, but myself.
I have the cheating with ads. Yes, Brogan. Yeah. You may as well have the ads if you're going to cheat.
Yeah.
Yes, so, can confirm iPlayers in the Sea, all 4 had an oddly specific exemption. Huh.
Okay.
Now, I mean, yeah. I think if it's something I want to watch now, because I've got all of... The other thing about it, sometimes when you put CDs in, I think we were watching something or other, and sometimes it jumps.
They do get stats, and that's why I went to all 4 in the first place, because one of your first season discs does not work properly.
Yeah.
And that's why I went to streaming in the first place. So,
yeah. Oh well.
But I have most of the West Wing myself now, so I'll just fill in the gaps for you.
Cool.
Job done.
Well, that's all I wanted to put in the sea. Did you have anything, or anybody else have anything?
No, I've had quite a chill, non-angry month actually. Which
I'm trying to think
is
of
rare
things.
for me. But,
I'm sure there was something else.
We don't need to make C happen, Alex.
No.
We can just move on and put things in the C next week.
Yes.
It's all good.
It's not going to happen.
It's all good.
Right.
In that case, shall we move on?
Yes.
Because of all the things that people have missed, I'm sure the sting to our next segment is probably the most of them. Yeah? It's the segment we like to call Going Viral. Probably should have encouraged people to turn the volume up first. Before I did that.
Yes, indeed.
So, I will go to the Going Viral section, and I have 2 viral videos for your delectation today.
Yay, squelch!
Okay, that's certainly a reaction. Right, the first of our viral videos for the week. I don't really know how to intro it. I just love the energy that these people are giving, and I can totally see us doing something like this. / when are we doing it?
Okay.
Okay?
Do it.
I think it's this one that's labelled 2. We'll find out. Can you see what's happening?
No, they're handing out things.
Except they're not. They're holding out a leaflet, and then when people go to take them, they're pulling them back again.
And everyone's getting
so
confused.
Would you like, not for you. Would you like it? No. This guy's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Okay, that's pretty good. She found it funny.
Yeah.
We could do something like that.
It's just easy mode, isn't it? So,
yes.
Hi, so would you like a leaflet? Go fuck yourself.
No, I'm taking away. I wonder how many people are actually too quick for them. Some people will go round the
they will edit
escalator
out
again.
Anybody that would get it.
Yeah.
I would definitely go
Is this a
back.
prank? Is it? I mean, it is a prank.
Missed. He shot himself though.
It's quite quite a nice prank, really, as pranks go. You know.
Yeah. It's certainly not harming anyone.
No.
And it's not
It's quite
embarrassing
amusing.
anyone, and it's pretty funny.
I did not entirely see what was going on there
Yeah,
for a bit.
it's
I'm like, what the fuck is
quite hard to
this?
see. No, it's
They're
like
giving them something.
stuff.
Okay, that's quite funny. Yeah. At Curious Pastimes, they used to play the no game, where you try and hand someone something, and then they go to take it, and you'd say, no. Like a chocolate bar or a crisp or a Coke or whatever like that. You'd ask for, no, and you just keep taking it away from them every time they went to get it. It's like the flyer equivalent of when you like someone's about to get in your car and you just drive it down the road a little bit more.
Except when you don't get a leaflet, you don't get dragged down the street. You get bloodied up by the pavement.
No snatching in the no game.
Is that not allowed?
Apparently, I don't remember that rule, but then it wasn't like I really got into the rules. I just
occasionally if you can't snatch it, then what's the point in playing?
No snatching in the
That's
no
basically
game.
not being given things, and I can be not given things at home.
No. Yeah. What was the second viral thing?
So you want to like this one as well?
I'll be the judge of that.
I'm gonna ask you a kind of Agony with Alex style question.
Okay.
I would like you to lean into your extensive knowledge of children and picture a situation in which you're in a room.
Mm-hmm.
there is a baby with you, and the baby will not stop crying.
Oh, Jesus.
How are you going to deal with it?
I think I have to leave.
No, you can't leave. You have to deal with this head on. How do you stop the baby crying?
Okay. I will hug it and rock it up and down.
Okay. That
That's-
seems
I
reasonable.
will calm the child.
That seems like a fairly
If I'm forced,
parental, reasonable response.
I would go like this. I've seen people do it, Jeremy.
You've seen it on television and believes it can be.
Brogan's like, God, I know this one coming.
Okay. So there are other methods that you can use to stop a child crying.
Okay.
This is certainly one of them. Fucking it's supposed to be on the top of their head, not in their face, but yeah.
Needs to be working.
I love the babies that are like, you fucking what, man?
The overhand throws are amazing.
Like, you fucking what?
The confusion.
I'm
is
crying
real.
here and you fucking...
It's
Yeah, not sure this would work with Camembert. No,
No.
that would stop them crying, and at least for a moment, and then they'd cry a lot more, I think, would be the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to see it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder who thought this would be the way to...
As soon as somebody thought it, I want it mainly because I want to... That's really... What the
What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. Did you just put cheese on my head?
I wouldn't have thought to do this. What's the one with the real splut sound?
I think it's coming out. This one. I mean, on the forehead there is a good placement, not like in the face.
I think we should... Our friend is going to have a baby soon.
And you're going to buy a 10-pack of dairy cheese. Or...
I'm going to send that to them. Say, this video and like some dairy, the dairy slices or whatever. Just a standard American cheese. And just get them to test it. We need to test this.
We do.
Who has a baby? Must be someone. They're about.
Mine's not a baby anymore.
No.
No.
Like Joe says, this would probably work with anyone. Oh no, it's Hannah that said it. To be fair, that might stop an adult crying too.
Yeah, but the adult will punch you in the face for it.
I would eat the cheese. If someone threw cheese at me, I'd be like, thanks. It'd be like the Al Gaia fucking wedding again. Cheese, sir? Oh. That's good.
Yeah. And I did consider, bringing some sliced cheese to just throw at you
To
at some
chuck at
point,
me.
But I thought that would be a bit much and I'd probably miss and stain your sofa or something.
I would have
But
accepted
just imagine I did it and it was hilarious.
it. Well, fucking can you imagine it?
Yeah.
By the way, earlier in the year, as it were, or about a few months back, a new Pepsi was released, a blue Pepsi, which we...
What was it called? Pepsi Electric. Is
Something
that what
like
it's
that.
Called? Yeah.
And we said we would try it.
Yes.
And then I kept seeing it everywhere. And I'm thinking, I'll buy this.
No, I didn't see it.
I
anywhere
saw it in Sainsbury's.
at any point.
I saw it in Sainsbury's. And I thought, oh, this is perfect. But it was during the time when... Actually, I saw it before I ended up driving down to Wales. Was the first time I saw it. So I'm like, oh, well, this is no good. Because we're not going to be doing DGMS for a bit. I'll hold off until we do DGMS. So I went to Sainsbury's today. And they've stopped selling it. So we're never going to try the blue... Pepsi, but all I can imagine was it was fine. But if anybody does know where they're selling it, in order for us to test it,
Yeah, buy one and
It
send
only
to us and
sold-
we will reimburse you.
for the preview we will not. Only sold for the Only sold for the point where we weren't streaming.
It basically was the entire hiatus for the summer. Yeah.
Impressively meh, which is like a Pink Floyd cover of Comfortably Numb. Impressively meh. We'll find out. We'll be the judge of it. Should we ever get our hands on any blue?
Speaking of drinks, did I ever bring you the watermelon
Sugar
goat?
High?
The watermelon goat energy
No,
drink to try? Oh.
I have not had any more goat since the original goat.
Oh, okay. I will bring the watermelon one for you to try then.
I would love to try it.
I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. There you go.
Well,
if you would like an energy drink, you can buy one from Go Energy Drinks and use the code Jazz10 and get 10% off shipping. No, you get free shipping and 10% off the product. There you go. It's been a while.
I was watching an advert on. This would be a good going viral if I could find it. But it's basically where these guys are making loads of sandwiches, and it's like sandwiches on sandwiches on a conveyor belt, and a machine squirts like the right amount of mayonnaise on it, and it goes ka-chonk, chonk, 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 and does it on a conveyor belt. And the commentator says something like, "Here, making the sandwich, blah blah blah." What they were saying, they use just a jizz of mayonnaise. And like the commentator, you know how these shorts work.
Deadpans it.
Yeah, the person. Well, it says it, and then the person who's like stitched it together to comment on it goes, "Is this person wrong, or is this always been the phrase, and we have taken it?" Do you know what I mean?
I mean, was it a metric jizz or an imperial jizz?
Well, it wasn't made clear. They just said a jizz.
Inquiring minds need to know.
Right, a jizz of mayonnaise. So was this the whole?
Yeah, what is the etymology of the word jizz?
Because I always presumed just jizz had one description, but now when you've seen that, was jizz the action of going splurt, and we have taken that, or is this person fucking with us, basically?
Yeah.
Just a spaff
I mean,
of
there are
ketchup.
certain words that were not sexual, and then when they became sexual, you couldn't use them under normal circumstances anymore.
Do you know when you sometimes use a word that you've heard other people use, and then you're like, I never knew it, but I've just learnt it because of other people learnt it. So maybe this guy just went, oh, a jizz must be just a kind of a squirt of something, and I'm going to use it. And the person's like, what are you doing?
I don't think they were like,
Oh my God,
tasty
guys.
Jizz.
Someone at work keeps saying lay pipe to mean corporate speak, like lay foundation, but like I'll be the weird one if I say they can't say that. We need to lay some pipe, everybody. We need to lay pipe.
I'll get right on it. I will
lay pipe.
High carb diet.
Lay the foundation. I prefer lay track. They use it all the time. By the way, some companies have. I mean, some things.
I mean, corporate speak is bullshit anyway.
It is amazing though, because sometimes there's traditional ones that everyone uses. I don't know, but things like we'll take this offline or something like that, which is bullshit. But I think like all companies say it. But this sounds like something that only your guys say. But I don't know. At work at the moment, they always say, and no one's ever taught me what it really means, except I presume it means like the foundations. But they say every time, they're like, look, we've got big rocks. We've got big rocks to do next year. We've got to make sure we've got our big rocks. And no one has ever told me what the big rocks are. And then recently they said, Alex. Then they said, I don't know. But they said, Alex, can you just include the big rocks in this? And because I was never taught about it, I just keep hearing people say it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. How much are they worth? And they're like, 350k of big rocks for this. And I'm like, okay. And then I just add it in there, now I'm just saying it. Now I've just said it. So like now I'm just going like, yeah, so we've got big rocks on this product for like 350k and big rocks of this. And I'm like, this could just be bollocks. There's a
They could be trolling you. This could be like a tartan paint thing.
Big rocks. Are you sure your company's not selling
drugs?
I think if I'm right in understanding this, and I've never asked, not because I'm one of these guys that won't ask, because I would happily just say in the middle of a meeting, by the way, you guys have been saying big rocks for the last 5 years. What does it mean? And then they'd all be like, I can't believe you don't know what it means. And I'm like, can you? Can you not really believe that? Because A, it doesn't make any sense, and B, no one told me. So at what point did you think I'd know? And why would I ask? It's not something that I deal with. But
I mean, to be fair, probably after saying it 60 times in front of you and you're not challenging it, it's probably when they would have thought, oh, Alex knows what this is.
Well, the thing about it is that it's not something that's required. It's only recently that they've started to say, oh, my bit needs to be doing it. Up until now, it was another department's terminology that never left that department, if you will. So
I
I'm
wonder if that provides some context that you might work out what it means.
big rocks, I think, mean the foundation. The big rocks are the bits at the bottom,
Like the baseline
yes, yes. I think that's what they mean.
order.
Oh my god.
Maybe it is like the standard that is always ordered, and then if demand needs it, there's like an additional order for summer or some shit. I've nailed it.
Brogan heard someone say right out the bat instead of right off the bat at work. And I just imagine a bat shitting right out the bat.
It's just going right out the bat.
As I mentioned,
It went straight through the bat.
I mentioned some point a while ago about how you've got another think coming.
Oh yeah. That is one of your most hated, isn't it?
No, I know. It's not that so much as I love the fact that it might be true, because, like I say, and if you think that, you've got another thing coming. So everyone goes, "You've got another thing." THING. You got another thing coming. But then I read in a book one time, you know, when people use a word because they feel they've got the way of saying it, so that they know they're going to get challenged on it, and you go, "Oh, ha, ha, actually it's Moet, and you're fucking idiots," like that, just like that. But like in the book, it said, "And if you think that, you've got another think coming," and it stopped me in my tracks reading it, as if to be like, "Oh shit, you mean is this the real way of saying it, and we have just fucked it up?" And I love that, because the idea is like, if that is your opinion, you should think again. Rather, you've got another thing coming. When you think about that, it doesn't make any fucking sense. What does that mean?
Yeah.
You've got another thing coming. That sounds like a threat.
If it was real, I would like it, as in, like, you know, you will be forced to rethink your ideas.
Yes.
You have another think coming.
Yes.
You've wasted this think, and you will have another one down the line.
Let's find out what that. Oh, actually, could you do it?
Yes,
I haven't got my.
Yeah, I thought you might want to read the actual.
It's because it was.
thing.
Big rocks is a corporate term that refers to a company's top priorities or the most important tasks or goals that need to be accomplished. The concept originated from Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits. Oh, it's in that. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, that's cool. Okay, so the most important thing. Good. Thank you very much for helping me in my job. When I could give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I could care less.
We've talked about this, and I think this is in the C, actually. I could give a fuck.
I could give a fuck.
I could care less. I'm like, great. Do that then. I couldn't care less.
When I was in Manchester yesterday, they were advertising a Scranchester event. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, if the pun's there, you should go with it, really.
There was a story about a professor filling a jug, and they started with the big rocks, which represent the important things. Oh.
That'll be it. Yeah, to be fair, I probably read it in Covey. Yeah, I expect you did.
There's a bit, I don't know if you've ever seen, and you won't because you don't like Limmy, but there's a Limmy sketch.
This is very much the finding out things that Jez doesn't like show, isn't it?
There's a bit where, I mean, I could have looked it up myself, but thank you very much, Harmstone. I just also sort of don't give a shit.
Consult come.
Yeah, there's a Limmy sketch where he offers his friend a tea. He says, "Do you want a tea?" He says, "Oh yeah, I'll just have a muffet of tea." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Just a muffet of tea." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he goes around and he's talking to his girlfriend in the supermarket. He said, "Oh, Ed came round and he wanted a muffet of tea." And he goes, "Oh, that's nice. Did you get it for him?" And he's like, "No, you don't understand. He asked for a muffet of tea." And she's like, "Yeah, did you get it to him?" He's like, "Is that not weird for you?" She's like, "No, not at all." And then he goes to a cafe and he looks down the cafe list and it just says muffet of tea $1.50, and he's like, "This is weird." And then he kind of goes, and the waitress comes over and goes,
"This is an elaborate troll, and
yeah.
people have been."
Yeah. So he says, "What would you like?" And he goes, "I think I'll have a muffet of tea." And then everyone leaps out and goes, and then he kind of turns to the camera and he goes, "Oh, I guess it would be pretty stupid to say things just because other people say them, right?" Or something like that. And the entire renewal the other day, I was just talking to Duncan. Duncan talked to me the whole time, obviously, at renewal. He said, "You going to get some wine?" I said, "Yeah, I have a bit of wine." He said, "Are you going to bib on some wine?" I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You're going to be a wine bib. Are you going to have a bib of wine?" And I'm like, "I'm going to drink some wine." And then later on, he says, "Do you want a bib on my wine?" And stuff like that. He just kept saying, "Are you going to have a bib of wine? Are you going to have a bib of wine? You have a bib of wine?" And it kept going through until like about 3 days into it. He says,
I mean, never has this been more relevant, really.
It's very true, very true. And afterwards, he said, "Are you going to have some wine?" And I looked at him and I went, "I might have a bib of wine," like that, really uncertain. He went, "Ah!" because I kind of knew where he was going to. He's actually, to be fair, I wasn't really leading to that. I was just being daft for the fun of it. But yeah, I do sometimes think in all of these things, in all these stories we're saying, it's just someone says something and then you fucking end up doing it. And then you're like, oh shit, now I'm saying lay pipe. Sand is the nitty gritty. That's true.
A professor began a class by filling a large jug with rocks.
Oh, God.
He asked the students if the jug was full.
Oh, not this.
They agreed. He then added pebbles, which settled into the gaps between the rocks.
This is lame.
Again, he asked if the jug was full. Again, the students nodded. They're fucking idiots.
But at least by the second or third one, you should realise where it's going and stop saying yes.
The students nodded. Finally, he poured in sand, which filled the remaining spaces. Fuck right off. I hate all of this shit.
Yeah, me too. And like this, I mean, this never happened. Obviously, someone's just
absolutely not.
Yeah. And then someone said, the professor said, "Is this full?" And then one of them cut the professor's head off with a machete and poured the blood of the professor into it and went, "Now it's full,
bitch."
And then, anyway. I haven't read it all right now, so unfortunately, but yes.
Yeah. The jug, this professor said, is like your life. The rocks are the... Fuck off. Anyway, yeah.
Since when is this a work meeting? I don't come here for corporate bullshit, but we're taking the piss out of the...
That's a very good point. Are we still in the... No, we're not in the C anymore. We're in viral. But we could put corporate speak in the C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more corporate speech I could think... Are you going to put it in now?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in.
Corporate speak in the
corporate
C.
Speak. I've got to think out of the box. Take this offline. Yeah.
Lateral thinking.
I'm trying to think of something that does get said. This is a fucking load of bollocks. Someone at my work says.
This is a fucking load of
What
bollocks.
a waste of fucking time. This could have been an email. What are you doing to me? Says this other person. I just don't even want to have that meeting. Run it up the flagpole. My boss goes, "Have you got scope for?" And then assigns me a shit task. And you go, "No, that is out of scope." Blue sky thinking. I've heard that's a phrase, but I haven't heard it actually said. Nobody said.
Yeah, blue sky thinking is a bullshit one.
Intensive purposes, a guy at...
For all intensive purposes.
This guy at Skullduggery...
That's just a misunderstanding. That's like, lactose intolerant.
Somebody at Renewal said intensive purposes, and we just all looked at each other like, the fuck?
Pregnant.
This is an opportunity. Do people say that? Do we all work in these sort of businesses where people say this shit? We should make some up.
I mean,
use them, and we should all make them up now, and I can find a way to use them.
For someone who is self-employed, I still hear far too much of this bullshit, which just tells you how prevalent it is.
We need to come up with some, not necessarily immediately, and then we need to disseminate them back into our places, so like everyone just starts saying them. I think that would be good. Yes, I mean, I don't know. I just want people to speak normal. What I hate, Jerry.
Tell me what you hate, Alex.
Is when there's time left in the meeting, and the meeting is scheduled for an hour, and then it finishes like 10 minutes before the end, and then the person goes, "Well, I'll give you all 10 minutes back." And I'm like, "Oh, do shut up." Honestly, it's like, there's 8 minutes left in the meeting. Well, that's 8 minutes you're getting back, everybody. And it's because nobody really knows how to end the meeting. And the correct way of saying is goodbye. I said the other day, the meeting has ended, go in peace. And they all did. But most, well, that's 15 minutes you're getting back. And I'm like, oh, shut up. We shouldn't, like, what about the other 45 minutes you wasted? No one's bringing that up. Anyway. Yeah. Bring out your hashtag Alex for Popes now.
Alex
the meeting is
Alex
over.
for manager.
Alleluia, alleluia. Thank you.
Got an email that asked for people to come forward to be fire warden, or quote, "It'll be names in hats, I'm afraid."
So he burnt the hat. Well, no one's going to find out how to deal with that. Fuck, right off the bat.
You cannot volunteer
Right
someone
off
to be
the
a
bat.
fucking fire warden.
I got an email. By the way, that never got to us at my work. They kept saying, "Would you like to? Anybody like to be fire warden?" And I'm like, "No, not really." And they said, "We've really got to have someone." I'm like, "Yeah, no one wants to do it."
Yeah,
and so just now there isn't one because
Is this a paid position?
no, we just thought maybe you'd like to
someone would
put on
wanna
a
do
high
it.
vis jacket and count people up when they're outside.
Perhaps you'd like to stay in a building when it is potentially on fire and make sure that everyone else is out before you. Right.
By the way, we have a thing internally, which is a little kind of slidey thing, which tells you if your name's if you're in or not. So it goes in and out, and you slide it on a little board.
You shake it all about.
You do. You do the hokey cokey. The thing about it is that people forget to do it. So if in the event of a fire...
Yes, that is a totally flawed system.
It's a completely flawed system.
Yeah.
Because it's a flawed system,
I mean...
I don't take part in it.
You started describing it and one word in, I'm like, this is a flawed
It doesn't
system.
make any sense, does it?
Yeah,
because it's error-laden and it can't work.
Yeah.
So then everyone's going to take those big things off the
It
wall.
relies on people, and
Yeah,
people
and
are
people
stupid.
are shit. Oh my god. I should probably resign as fire warden. I'm fire warden and tea lady. Yes, Tamsin. You are all these things. When they want to volunteer, what did you say? A voluntoid?
Voluntold.
A voluntold.
You're voluntold.
I love voluntold. Voluntold is so good. I hadn't heard that. I think that's really good. Voluntold. Oh my god. This is good. I like this. I quite like voluntold, but only when they're voluntelling someone who's not me. We're wondering if you'd like to do this thing, and it's like, I don't want to do this thing.
Do you guys not just go nope when, like, before they've even finished and told you what the thing is? Wondering if you'd like to. Nope. Nope. No, I would not.
Having watched a lot of Parks and Rec now, I just feel like, and I presume like you guys have, but if you haven't, you should. But there's a character in it called Ron Swanson who just hates all work, hates all government, works in government, and wants to frustrate the purposes of government all the time. And there's a bit where like he's forced to have a circular desk that's just a big circular desk. He's in the middle, so he can like curve to anyone he wants. So as they come to him, he can like spin his chair. There's a bit where this woman comes in to kind of go, "I've got a problem," and he just spins away from her, and she keeps walking around the extremity of the desk, and he just keeps spinning on the spot. And that's kind of, sir, yeah, just like it. But everything that he does is just. I mean, it's super predictable now, but obviously you love that because you want him to be terrible. But in a way, that's how I feel about work a little bit. It's just like, I'm sure I said the other day, I'm sure it'll be fine. I think I said, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not worried about it too much. I just want to channel my inner Ron Swanson.
Yeah. I mean, I complain about this stuff and obviously rage against the machine in terms of being a fire warden. But it does have to be said that I am a fire warden. A twisted fire warden. Just kidding.
I almost believed it. That's good though. I liked it. I liked Twisted Fire Warden. That'd be such a good way to go out. Now you have to think of another another Prodigy song like Omen or.
I
Voodoo People.
Don't know any others, and they all sound the same. So
Outer Space.
Cannot
Breathe.
do so. If only we didn't have copious iters.
Well, we should probably do them now.
We've only got two.
Yes.
But that's,
shall we?
What is the definition of copious?
Yes. Did I tell you that I found out that peruse doesn't mean like skim. It means read quite deeply.
Intensely.
Read intensely, yeah. If you peruse something, you look really carefully through it and you examine it really. And I think for a long time people have used peruse as a kind of like just a skim. I'll just peruse it. But to peruse is actually to really look at
through the text.
Yeah, I'm just like, so that's another good one. If you want to, you'll say, "Well, I don't have time to peruse it," and someone at work will be like, "Oh, you do," and you'll go, "Oh, I don't think I do," and oh my god, knowing what words really mean is a really cunty thing to do. So go out.
That's why I like doing it so much. Yeah,
go in the peace of Christ. Thanks be to God. Now, shall we, Ita?
We shall. Yes, take it away.
Yes, I'm going to start. Let's go to our final segment that we all know to be called Am I the Asshole?
Am I the asshole? No, it's the children who are wrong.
At the end, I was kind of like that there, just a little bit, I think.
Go in peace.
Go in the peace of Christ. Do you want me to read mine?
I do.
Okay, I'll do mine.
Before you do, for anybody who might be lurking away there and isn't one of the regs,
Yeah.
which is short for regulars, what is Am I the Arsehole?
Am I the Arsehole is a Reddit thread where people find things where they have to ask the question to the world, to the internet in general, if they're the arsehole for a situation that has occurred, and then we read it and we pass judgment on whether they are the arsehole or not. And sometimes people have been accused of being the arsehole and they think they're not, and they lay it all out, and we agree they are totally reasonable. But sometimes people say, am I the arsehole? And they don't realise that they are the arsehole. And they're always fun ones. When it's unseen, basically, an unseen arseholity. So...
Is that a Prodigy song as well?
Yeah.
Or is that Jamiroquai?
I can't remember what I said because I want to sing it in a Jamiroquai. Unseen arseholity is what I have to do. Anyway, am I the arsehole
Oh, yes, you are.
for telling my husband that me and the kids will not be living by his comfort levels? Am I the arsehole for telling my husband that me and the kids will not be living by his comfort levels?
I mean, first of all, it's the kids and I. But carry on.
Toot toot! My husband and I have 4 children. We are both 36. If you divide our ages by the number of children... Anyway, there's a lot of numbers coming out here.
If we both start travelling...
One of us is getting on a train to San Francisco. Is this going to be a thermostat thing? It might be.
No, it's a
might be.
GCSE question.
My husband and I have 4 children. We are both 36. We've been together for 12 years. How many more years will I put up with this bullshit?
4 marks. Show your work.
Show your work. Well, let's get into it. Fill one child with pebbles and the other with sand.
Which one is the most
Sand.
full?
Which one will fall faster if we drop them off the top of the Tower of Pisa? This is another Limmy sketch where he's like, what is heavier? A kilo of feathers or a kilo of steel? Of course, it's a kilo of steel. And then it's like the next 30 seconds trying to explain to him. A kilo of steel. Anyway, to continue. Last year, we moved next door to a family of 8. 6 kids.
Of 8, 6 kids.
8. Open brackets. 6 kids.
Right.
6 kids.
I understand.
Close brackets.
2
So-
adults, 6 children.
Yes.
8 in total. I get it. That's my GCSE in maths.
Yeah, last year we moved next door to a family of 8. 6 kids. And our kids get along fantastic. If you have 8/6 of a child times 2/3 of an adult, how many kid adults do you have?
Well, has that kid gone to McDonald's regularly or not? That's important to the question.
Our kids get along fantastic. Now that it's summer, the kids have been hanging out from roughly 8 a.m. From roughly 8 a.m. to probably about 8 p.m. But 2 nights ago, my husband got into the smallest argument with the husband next door. I gotta know. I would not even say it was an argument. Actually, it was just bickering over something that they shouldn't have even been bickered. That shouldn't have even been bickered about.
Was it the smallest argument, as in it's an argument about their penises?
Yes. Watch out. Bickered about. It's a whole new show. Something to do with CDL, as they both have it. CDL? The fuck is CDL?
Chronic.
Diarrhea laughter. Every time they laugh, they just shit themselves. They both have it. I have it more! Oh, the Ali Pally. Oh, stop. Ali Pally.
Wouldn't that be ally pally in this context?
Ain Ali Pally. If it was just a pissing contest, and it was just a pissing contest, honestly, and it stopped nearly as quickly as it began. I honestly don't know what this is about. I don't know what CDL is. Some presume that
CDL! CDL! I think it's like JBL's cousin.
isn't this like a
It's a wrestler of some
racist organization where?
It's the EDL.
Oh yes, okay, sorry. We are both in the EDL. No, I joined earlier. Look at my membership card.
Has anyone got a membership card to anything anymore? Is anybody a card-carrying member of anything? Who's still got cards? Answers on a postcard.
The Canadian Defence League, please be it. My husband has had a hair across his arse ever since.
Sorry. Are we talking like a short hair, a long hair, a rabbit? What?
What the fuck?
Has had a hair across his arse.
Ever since. The internet says Call of Duty League. Yes, probably that. I say, like, reload in a doorway, and I say, no, don't do that, you twat. Oh, probably. I don't know much about Call of Duty. My husband has had a hair across his arse ever since, which from context presumably means it's wound him up and he can't let it go.
Yeah, he's like got a stick up his arse or something.
It's hair up his arse. It's a northern term. Well, they're from Canada, eh? So, like, maybe they say it differently.
Are they from Canada? We assumed it was Canadian Defence.
Oh, yeah, that's what got me onto that. Is that like to have to have seen your ass? Oh, yeah. That's a phrase I know, yeah. Not very well, but to have seen your ass. I've seen... he sees his ass. Isn't that to see red? Oh, you know,
None of these make sense, because...
Everyone's talking...
First of all, seeing my ass, I'm not sure what feeling that would elicit in me, but I'm not sure it would be irritation. Also, if I had a hair across my arse, I probably wouldn't feel it, so it wouldn't bother me. If I had a hair up my arse, I probably wouldn't feel it, so it wouldn't bother me. So none of these works. Why are we putting hairs in arse-related places in the first place when there are far better things to say that you could put up your arse that would definitely be irritating? He's got a cactus up his arse about it. That's fucking irritating.
My husband has had a hair across his arse. Sassy, where are you from again? You've not heard hair across his arse or her arse?
It's arse, by the way, not arse.
Arse.
You're not a pirate.
I think America.
Fuck yeah.
Virginia, because then we sang West Virginia.
That's it.
Yes.
It's been like 4 weeks.
Yes, it has.
I can't remember a thing.
I'm not googling it.
It's okay to have a cob on. Now that is definitely a euphemism for something else.
A cob on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like to be pissed off and salty about something, right?
No, that sounds like you are aroused and erect.
Get
a massive cob on.
Get a cob on. Right. Anyway, my husband has had a hair across his arse ever since. He says he doesn't want us hanging out with them anymore, and is saying that we can't wait for us to buy a home next year so we can move out of here and get the fuck away from these people. He gets irritated whenever one of the kids knocks on the door. Jesus. And although I can't be 100% sure, I'm really leaning towards him keeping us away from the house all day yesterday just so we wouldn't hang out with them. Like, we spent nearly 6 hours in the vehicle for him to go and pick up a quad for the kids, even though the original plan was to surprise them. And when we got home and everyone was outside in the shared yard, he kept making a point to tell me he wasn't in a social mood and wanted us all to go inside. No, you're absolutely correct. He's pissed off and he wants to find every situation to avoid them and will construe and contrive anything he can to do so. You're absolutely correct.
Just in case a hair should happen upon his arse.
Corn on the cob sounds painful. Oh, well, depends where it goes, I suppose.
Corn on the cob.
Buttered cob.
I mean...
Cob in the gob.
There's probably better lubes out there than butter, but if you want to use butter, you go off, man. That's another thing I'm using now. Butter.
Butter?
Yeah, instead of margarine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because margarine is processed.
Oh, I see. No process.
Yeah. I bought a cloche.
A cloche?
But you put your butter in it.
Ah, is that what it is?
So you can keep it on the...
I now know what a cloche is.
On the counter.
That was a cloche one.
Nice and fresh, yeah.
It's a cloche. I see. That sounds really nice. That sounds cool.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
I feel really like rustic and farmery.
Making your own bread?
When I take my own bread out and I cut a slice of my own bread.
And then you lift the cloche.
Yeah.
And then you slide and you curl a bit of...
Because you hold it.
Oh, you sound like such a wanker.
I am such a wanker. Thank you for recognising that.
How long will it last until the bread machine is just a fancy ornament in your kitchen, you know.
I don't think I will ever outgrow this. Like, you know how stubborn I am, right?
I do.
I think this is just my life now.
Ah, a butter dish, says Brogan.
It's a cloche. A butter
It's
dish.
a close run thing.
A butter dish is just, a tray that you put the butter on and then it's got a lid. That is not what this is.
Adding an element of mystery to your own dinner. Ta-da!
Is there butter in here? No, I used it all.
Put it back again. It does sound pretty good.
Replenish it.
Next week, Jez puts bread machines in the sea. This fucking thing! I better move on with this, otherwise I'm never going to get through it, but I do want to keep talking about this stuff. Anyway, he didn't want to hang out. He kept making a point to tell me he wasn't in a social mood and wanted us all to go inside. I told him he's more than welcome to go inside, and no one was stopping him. And he decided to stay outside and make small talk, but mostly just sat on his phone. Oh, God. We go indoors around 8:30 p.m. Well, this morning, around 9:30 a.m., our youngest, 9...
This person is very specific about all of these times.
I mean,
The children go in at roughly 8 o'clock, having been out since 8 a.m. This night we stayed out
this
till
person a
8:30
policeman?
p.m.
It's like at approximately 9:30 in the a.m. Our youngest asked to go outside. Asked to go outside because he saw the neighbour's boy already outdoors. My husband immediately says no. When our son asked why, he said, "Because you don't need to, and I don't want to deal with anything today." When our son walked off, I asked my husband what he meant by that, and he says that he's tired of our shit constantly being broken. Someone popped our basketball and broke our frisbee. And that he wants the kids to stay inside and stay away from the kids next door for a few days. I told him I wasn't forcing the kids to stay inside for a few days just because he has a hair across his arse. And I'm not going to force the kids to live up to his comfort levels. He says I'm wrong in not backing him. But this man has zero issues with it until the other husband and him got into it 2 days ago. And I'm not punishing the kids for their dads acting like children. Am I the arsehole? I mean, obviously, no, you're not.
No.
I mean,
if the person had actually done something wrong, if the neighbour was like, I don't know, a Green Bay Packers fan, for example, like then reasonably it's worth keeping the family away from that prick. But there's not very much where you need to make your family boycott seeing someone, surely.
Obviously, the dad is the arsehole, but this is much funnier if it's all over a Call of Duty game. That would be good. I'd love to.
If
it doesn't even explain it.
If it is some kind of ailment, which, as that acronym, it sounds like, something
chronic CDL.
But why would you argue over an ailment that you have? And what are the odds of two neighbours having the same obscure ailment? I think it is Call of Duty League.
It was just bickering over something that shouldn't have even been bickered about, something to do with CDL, as they both have it. Like, both have it sounds they both have the same disease, but this could be both have the same game. Don't show off too much. Everyone's got Call of Duty, right? I mean...
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah. Anyone can play it.
All you need is, like,
a computer,
million gigabytes of hard drive space.
He's just... Obviously, it doesn't matter what's got broken. Anything would be the subtext, or other... What am I trying to say? To... I don't think a word I'm trying to think of.
They've both got commercial driver's licenses. Yeah, that'll do.
It's just a pretext. That's what I'm trying to say. For anything is the pretext for him. No, I'm not having it, cause... And then has to come up with some reason. He got into an argument, and then now he's pissed off with the other guy, so he won't let anyone in the family see the other family because he's being a cunt. So... Yeah.
This sounds like a situation where the two wives need to get together and knock their fucking heads together.
Yeah. And they basically say, hi, yeah, you're being a twat, and they're still going to go and play together, so go and have a little bit of a sulk.
They don't
Who
give
has
a
a
fuck
sulk
about
like
your
this?
kill-death ratio. They just want to go and play soccer in the yard, you dick.
They're both 36. They're 30. You're 36 years old. You're sulking. You're 36 years old. Get a fucking grip. Yeah.
This is like stereotypical sitcom schlock. Actually, I do think this is a plot from like an Everybody Loves Raymond or something. I do think this is a plot from Everybody Loves Raymond. I'm sure I've seen this before somewhere.
Sounds reasonable.
It could also be Carbondale, Illinois, whose Amtrak station is CDL. Yes, I'm sure that's what
They
they
both
were arguing
have
about.
the Amtrak station Carbondale.
On their model railway, probably.
I got it first, though.
Yeah, and they're arguing about which side of the track the bin is on.
Everybody thinks Raymond is a cunt. I agree. I don't understand how that's a funny show.
I like that show.
I don't like
I
that
think
show.
it's funny.
I don't think it's funny. Well, I'm not hanging out with you
Spectrum
anymore.
Of, Everybody Love Raymond opinions.
What a debate! That's why people come to here, to hear the hard-hitting analysis.
I think you're wrong.
Do you remember that time we were talking about Frasier, and then like Dr. Fruitbat was like, he doesn't like Frasier, and we're like, we like Frasier.
Oh, I do remember that time when Dr. Fruitbat shared his wrong opinion.
His
with
incorrect
us. Yes.
opinion.
Yeah. We were talking about Friends, and some other people shared their wrong opinion about that as well.
Sassy tries to bring us back on track here. Not the arsehole. He shouldn't take it out on the kids. You are correct. Yes. The
I know.
lady is not the arsehole.
I do think that is the official judgment here.
Yes.
Not the arsehole.
Sometimes we do need someone to bring us back in line, and that
Brain
was the perfect
our
time.
bullshit in. Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Now, this one could go down in history with such classics as Baptized My Aunt.
Oh, really?
And things, yes.
Okay.
Not to oversell it, but... Oh, yes, absolutely, yeah. The Packers fan is the arsehole.
Yes.
That is correct, Brogan. Thank you for bringing that back round as well. Keeping us on track there.
Yes.
So, am I the arsehole
You are.
for making my neighbours think I'm in a cult?
Oh, I kind of want to do this, but I love it.
Am I the arsehole for making my neighbours think I'm in a cult? I, 24M, am a huge fan of board games,
Oh!
particularly Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey! It's actually a tabletop role-playing game.
So it's not a board game, and even I know that.
You're a fucking
but-
idiot.
Yeah. I host weekly D&D sessions at my apartment with a group of friends, and it's been our tradition for the last 5 years. We get into it. We dress up, light candles, chant dramatic incantations, we play some ambient music. I know it's more than the regular player, but we like it and find it funny.
Yes.
Recently, my neighbours, an older couple in their 60s, moved in next door. They're nice enough, but they're pretty old school.
But they're pretty old.
They're nice enough, but they're old as shit.
They don't understand newfangled things.
Such as talking. Anyway, they've been giving me these weird looks lately and avoiding me in the hallway, which I thought was odd. Have you not met old people?
They look weird and avoid me.
Yeah. That's old people 101. But I figured maybe they just weren't into socializing.
Yeah.
Well, last Saturday, during one of our sessions, we really got into it. My friend Dave, 23M, was doing an epic monologue as an evil sorcerer we were about to defeat. I may have been waving around a fake sword while wearing a hooded cloak.
This person sounds amazing.
I was cosplaying my Rouge character.
Ugh.
I assume it probably means rogue,
They all mean rogue.
but that's not what he said.
No, none of them do.
I was cosplaying my red character. We were deep in the moment. I'll do it properly.
Had some makeup on.
Ooh. Better hit me with that sword. I was cosplaying my rogue character. We were deep in the moment when I heard a knock on the door. I opened it, still in costume, and was greeted by my very concerned-looking neighbours. Before I could say anything, the wife blurted out, "We've seen the people coming and going, the chanting, the cloaks, the swords.
Are you in a cult?
We just wanted to make sure everything is okay."
Oh, bless them.
I was caught off guard, and without thinking...
You're going to get killed with that sort of situation, mate. Doesn't matter if you're carrying a sword or not.
That's-
They'll fucking stab you. At that, I was caught off guard. Then she ran me through with a rapier.
That's a D&D joke.
Yeah. I said you don't have dexterity. It doesn't. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Nerd!
It's a finesse weapon. What can I say?
I was caught off guard, and without thinking, I blurted out, "Oh, we were just summoning demons, nothing to worry about." And then I laughed because obviously I was joking.
Sorry, just reading stuff. Sorry, yes, carry on.
Don't you fucking start as well. There's enough nerd in this already, alright?
Nerd!
Calm the fuck down, nerds.
I love being a nerd.
They did not laugh.
No.
In fact, they looked even more horrified. They mumbled something about being good Christians and backed away slowly.
Oh, it's like my mum and dad. They handed me a 20-sided dice and asked me to make a constitution save. Welcome in, your father.
Nerd. Fast forward to the next morning, and I find a pamphlet slipped under my door for a cult deprogramming service.
Wow.
They even included a handwritten note offering to introduce me to their pastor to, quote, save my soul. That's nice, though.
I mean, it is lovely.
Yeah, they mean well. Now, my friends think this is hilarious and keep suggesting we lean into it, like start wearing robes to take out the trash or chant in the hallways.
Oh.
I'm honestly tempted to mess with them a bit, but I'm also kind of worried I've legitimately freaked them out.
I think, yes, at this point you might have gone too far and you need to just level with them. They still won't like it because my dad doesn't like Dungeons and Dragons.
Am I the arsehole for accidentally making my neighbours think I'm a cult leader? And should I clear things up or just let them carry on believing it?
Don't stop believing. I think you shouldn't have to clear things up. I'm a really big fan of just letting people believe nonsense and then never clearing it up. But yes, I think that you're not the arsehole. It is a wonderful, wonderful story. I mean, my dad hates Dungeons and Dragons. What blows my mind in a way is that my dad would, you know, back when I didn't have a car, he'd drive me up to LARP. And at that point, when I was running Skullduggery, I was like the head mage and I had to do loads of rituals and stuff. And I'd be telling him all about this stuff. And he was like, uh-huh. But he never went like, normally he'd be like, this is terrible, Alex, and you really shouldn't be doing it. For some reason, he was okay. I don't know. Maybe because he was past caring about it. He probably went home to my mum, and my mum's like, oh, John, leave him alone. It doesn't matter. It's all stupid. But anyway, no, I think it's obviously hilarious.
Yeah, I think the idea here is that when you try to explain to them what Dungeons and Dragons is, they still won't fucking understand it and will think you're in a cult anyway. Just that cult will have a name
I think
for them now.
What I would do, like Dr. Fruitbat says, is say, at least explain what you're doing. If they still believe it's Satanism, at least you can start taking the piss a bit. Like, just go around and say, what we're doing is we're role-playing. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's very well known, obviously, and we all just dress up a bit. We don't need to, but we do. And it's all just, we just really get into it. And we get into the acting improv bit of it, and that's what you're hearing, but it's nothing more than that. And if they then say, we thought that Dungeons and Dragons is satanic and stuff, you can say it isn't at all. That's just nonsense. And if they really,
you're exactly right.
So what's your fucking step?
Yeah. So perhaps you should stop coming round here, lest you be smited and cursed.
Gosh, it's just terrible. It's all very silly. It's very silly. It's all, I think it's very silly.
Op said they were Irish, but unclear if that's actual Irish or Irish American. The fuck are you talking about? When did they say they were Irish?
Maybe he's read a different bit of an update or something. I don't know.
Probably. We have no context for that, Harmstone.
All this is making me think, by the way, Jeremy.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All this is making me think when I'm reading this is I want to play Dungeons and Dragons. Because, like, I was in Chaos Cards earlier today and I walked past someone I knew and I was like, oh, hey, you know, like someone to say hello to as they went past, not to get into a massive fucking conversation about. And he was holding a Dungeons and Dragons book and I'm like, oh, God, every time I see it, I just really want to be. And they've got new rules coming out. Oh, when I'm hearing this, all I can think is like, yeah, I should be running some Dungeons and Dragons. But yeah. So if you want to play Dungeons and Dragons, it won't take me long to have my arm twisted. What is in the comments? I thought it was something like that. What's the statement?
So the official question that requires your judgment: am I the arsehole for making my neighbours think I'm in a cult?
Not the arsehole, says Sassy.
I agree. I do not think you are the arsehole
No.
unless you go a bit nuts on the leaning into being.
Yeah, you could go worse now.
Yeah.
These old people are clearly very scared of the thought
They're
of
very
it.
fragile.
They're worried about your...
Yeah.
If it was my mum and dad, they would be really worried that
They
someone
didn't
was...
turn up trying to, like, you know, curse you out or burn you at the stake like a witch or anything. They're like, here's a pamphlet. We can get you some help if you need it.
Do you know what? This is it.
Just kind and genuine.
In some of these other stories, they're like the other people in the story are terrible pricks who are just like, and then we weren't really making any noise, and they call the police on us and all this sort of stuff. But these people are just genuinely lovely and don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
No, you're not the arsehole.
Yeah, genuinely scared.
Invite them round to see if they want to play, and you never know. Maybe they'll come round and join in.
There's always a seat open in Alex's game.
They can play.
Example.
Yeah. Nobody plays it at the moment. It's just me.
Bring the neighbours round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can be a paladin.
Not the arsehole.
This just reminds me, I've got to go back and play some Baldur's Gate later, I think.
The fuck's a paladin?
It's like
Never mind, forget I asked.
That's where you need to hit that by. Fuck shitstorm!
Fuck
Alex,
paladins!
Tell us what a paladin is. Well, my nephew played a paladin once, but a paladin is quite a good person, and my nephew just wanted to steal shit all the time and didn't realise.
I thought you were going to say, my nephew played a paladin, and paladins are quite good people, and my nephew is not.
Yeah, I didn't go quite that far, but yeah. But the concept of him playing a paladin is quite hilarious. Well,
I mean, paladin sounds like a phrase that a minion might say. Like paladin.
Well, maybe if they're playing D&D. Well, this brings us to the end. We've just gone over 10.
Not by much. I expected to go vastly over when it was nearly 10 o'clock and we hadn't even started. Am I the arsehole? So,
well, thanks very much. Lots of people in tonight. Thanks for coming back and seeing us after a break. We'll come back next week with more of this.
We'll see. Shall we see if we can get a streak going?
Yes.
Like, can we make it till Christmas without taking a break?
Maybe.
Through the cold season. All signs point to probably not. But yes, it's good to be back.
It's good to be back. Let's go.
Had a great show. Any closing words for these pricks?
Let me explain to you what a paladin is. So it's a virtuous character, essentially.